there's two correct answers then, if that's the way you're going to look at it.
Technically, yeah.
Yeah.
We'll pop that out.
60 times 60 times 24 times 365.
Go live, he says. I'm waiting for YouTube to go live. Come on, YouTube. We're live.
I'll wait to
G'day out
wait
there.
so I can mute it.
For those people, they're all waiting for me because I just told them I have 100% wrong answers in my poll. So, and I'm just waiting for Clive to answer Paul's quiz about, because it won't take long, about who is the today's scientist.
I'll even give you a clue.
You did.
If you want. No, I said I'll give you a clue now.
I'll give you a clue. Give a clue. Put a clue in there. There we go.
I did. I have.
I see. I see. Okay.
Oh, ballistics. Ballistics.
So if you, someone who did ballistics, surely, if you get that one. I refuted Aristotle's claim that air sustained motion, saying that air resisted motion. He was the first to investigate the science of ballistics. Okay.
But only every now and then. And it's generally in the evening because I think I'll have a black coffee and where's that bottle of Tia Maria? Glug. I like an enhanced black coffee. An alcoholic black coffee. That's why I don't tend to drink it during the day. Well, I can't now that I'm, in the office. Yeah, that was little primary school, or as they don't seem to call themselves schools anymore. They call them academies. I don't know why. It's a primary school. 300-year-old primary school. Quite an impressive building, actually. But
it's still it's still a primary school. They're just all called academies these days.
Yep.
It's the new funding model. If they convert to being an academy, they get more funding.
Well, this is what my job's basically going to entail. This company I'm now with, not primarily, but most of their work is schools, and it's all the funding that they can get for improving the school's facilities. So I've now got a clutch of 7 that I'm probably going to be going out and surveying within the next few weeks. And it's a case of the boilers are fine, but the pipe work's ancient and it's a single pipe heating system and the radiators are old and it's all knackered. Or the pipe works fine, but the boilers are dead. Can we have a new plant room? Blah, blah, blah. And that's what this one I went and looked at on Friday. They'd basically put a new boiler room in and new services in a couple of classrooms, but it don't work. And my boss has said, look, go and talk to them. Are they whinging for the sake of it, or have they got genuine concerns? It's genuine. But you needed somebody who knows about heating systems, who wasn't the plumber, to go and listen to them and say, well, come on then, what should be for problems with it? Fan convector units that were put up on the wall, and apparently when the plumbers first put them up, they were upside down. And it took the headmaster and the operations manager. She's a lovely woman. I mean, I was there for 2.5 hours listening to them. But she said that he was researching on the internet, and they told them. I said, wasn't the giveaway that the fact that there's a little label on the front that says Biddle, and it would have been upside down? Because Biddle know which way their units are going to go up, and when they put their badge on the front, they generally put it the right way up. That's a bit of a giveaway. And the plumbers are going, no, these are the right way up. No, they're not. And it does make a difference. And I think at that point that they lost faith in the plumbers. Well, if you can't get that right.
So I think we're back up.
Why do you put them up at a high level? These kids are no more than 3 foot tall. They're all on the floor. I know a lot of them, a lot of the time, they sit on the floor. Why isn't the heating down at their level?
I think we're back up and running. We were listening to your story intently, But meanwhile, I was doing the duck thing and pedaling very quickly underneath.
Oh, hello.
Hello.
Looks like it's working now.
Yeah, it's working, I think. Well, it tells me it's working. So, I was going to play some of Blue's stuff. Now, Paul tells me that somewhere around 1 hour 30, 1 hour 30 was good. Was that about somewhere there, Paul?
About 1 hour 36. Rumpus starts going off the rails.
Oh, that must have been after I bailed out then, because I
'Cause
listened
these
to a bit and I
always
thought,
get-
this is boring, and Rumpus is here. Nothing against you, Rumpus, in real life, but on the internet, you're a fucking pain.
So,
Well, it kind of turned into the Rumpus and Druss show at the end, didn't it?
Oh, did it? Oh,
Yeah.
I was knackered. I think I was probably in bed by then.
Probably a good
I don't
choice.
know.
let's go in. We'll see. I'm at about 1 hour 35.
People really should draw diagrams with not the special cases as an aside.
Yeah, I'll just go back a little bit, get some context.
When they're doing GeoGebra demonstrations, they wouldn't put things at the top of the bloody circle because these always gets. It's a special case where the line follows the grid. I mean, whenever I do a diagram, I always put whatever it is, the tangent point I'm dealing with, at sort of about 2 o'clock, to make sure that people like Bev and others don't start lining it with the grid on the paper or trying to use special cases or thinking, that drives the page and others absolutely nuts when you say that this is a horizontal, and of course it's not horizontal on the page, and of course Bev has been known to say, well, it's not up the screen, therefore it's not vertical. But if you start drawing things at 45 degrees or 2 o'clock on a circle, then that avoids us. And I know that Flat Earth Math always draws everything horizontal and vertical, and it just means that you're dealing with a special case that they can latch onto, and people really should draw diagrams with not the special cases, as an aside anyway. It just drives me nuts.
Just like in the video that Blue was shown, where Petey, sorry about that, where Petey had drawn a quadrant, and he put the origin on the circumference, not at the center. He goes, well, you can't draw an arc with without the 0,0 at the middle, now can you?
Yeah, I mean, they don't understand coordinates. He doesn't understand maths. Yes, that's incredible, wasn't it? That was absolutely amazing. They don't understand. For instance, I mean, I don't know if I'm not sure if Bev thinks a line is 1D or 3D. And I think I was having a chat with someone in the chat there, and whether Balanced Truths think, he wouldn't answer me whether or not a line is 1D or 3D, because I think Papers previously said to me in one of Bev's debates when I was prepared to go on his Discord. I think he said that depending on the orientation of the line, it's 1D or 2D or 3D. What? There's so he thinks the property of the line, its dimensionality, varies with its orientation. When not realizing, of course, you can just simply change your grid or your grid system to do that. Oh, so you're saying your line is changing its property simply because you've rotated or manipulated your coordinate system. Right. Don't think that changes the fundamental properties of a line. Thank you very much. Yeah, so they're obsessed with grids.
Well, we've all gone through all that crap with those guys over and over and over again. They don't get it. They refuse to understand it.
They don't want to, yeah.
A point is no D. It doesn't have any D's. It's a point. But it can exist in 3D space.
And the key thing is a point on a curve, because it's on a curve, can have the property of a slope. Whereas they sometimes might make the argument, well, how can a point have a slope? Well, by itself, it doesn't have a slope.
There we go.
Yes. Pause it for a moment. That, folks, is the point at which Rumpus starts behaving like a flat earther.
I'll go back a few seconds. We'll play it again.
A point can have a slope. No, Rumpus, no.
Because it's on a curve, can have the property of a slope. Whereas they sometimes might make the argument, well, how can a point have a slope? Well, by itself, indeed, it doesn't have a slope. It is just a point. But when it's part of a curve or a line, it has the property of a slope. And that's the bit they do not get.
It's not the point that has the curve. The curve has the curve.
Yes, but when you pick on the point on the curve, that point on the curve has a slope.
No, the curve at that.
No.
That has the slope.
Yeah, but you can pick on a point on there, can't you?
Yeah, but
you can say this point on.
And when you say the slope, You're not describing the point. You're describing the curve that passes through it.
Yeah.
Yes, but that is at a point. It is only it's infinitesimally small. It is a point. That's what calculus says. It's infinitesimally small, and that infinitesimally small point, because it's part of a curve, has the property of a slope.
No, it doesn't, Rumpus.
Only because it's part of a curve. I completely agree with you. But it is a point. You're saying this particular point, this infinitesimally small point, and it has a slope there.
But the slope is describing the curve, and the point is just an address on the curve. So when you talk about the slope, it's the slope of the curve. Now, if
exactly.
it's at the point, I mean, it's the curve or the slope of the point. It's the slope of the curve at the point.
Yeah.
True. Yeah. Okay. You could. Okay, but it's at that point. The point is that point on the curve has the property of a slope. Then, okay, that point on
So
the
he
curve.
doubles down.
Curve that has the property.
Okay, I'll give you that.
Thank you.
But it's at that point. The point is that point by itself and being part of the curve
He can't
has
let
the
it go.
property of a
I'll
slope.
let it go.
No,
An
no.
infinitesimally
So
small point.
okay. Just to take it one last notch, and then we got to move on. What if you had two curves intersecting at the point? Yeah, each curve has its own description. The point is just an address.
Yes, I'd agree with that.
But he keeps on going. He still says a bit later on that the point.
But
can
the point
have a
is,
slope.
at that point, there is a slope. Even though it has no length. That point on the curve.
This is why I find
Curve
Rumpus
doesn't give it
so
that
frustrating.
Point, or that you say it's an address.
Yeah.
That point has that property thanks to the curve of that slope.
It doesn't have any
And
properties.
until
No,
the
it
curve-
doesn't,
the
Rumpus.
curve does.
basic point. Because the trouble is, if you start
The
explaining in
curve
terms
has the
of
property, not the point.
making it smaller and smaller, and it confuses the issue somewhat. I mean, you have to start to explain to him those
Rumpus is confused at the
approximations and
moment.
things, and he's never going to understand that, is he? Whereas if you can say we have a formula for, say, an x squared or a circle, we have a mathematical formula for telling you what the slope is at this very infinitesimal point.
No,
This
on the
exact
curve.
Very
infinitesimally
infinitesimal
small thing
point.
has this
I thought
property of
all
slope.
points were
And you've got a
infinitesimal.
mathematical way of describing it.
Can someone please show me a point that's not
But he's not.
infinitesimal?
Yes, but that's the
Yeah,
but that's the
but-
problem. He does not understand
big is
that this
how
point
big
can
is a
have
point?
the property of the slope, and that's so. All this the description that that video, unfortunately, I don't think you're going to get anywhere. And also that woman who described that formula for the angles between two curves in that video, of course, it doesn't cope with the infinite case of when the gradients for vertical lines, of course, because you can't have gradients.
That's
They
right.
don't cover all the lines, so it does have
Yeah,
some problems.
yeah. You got two possibilities there. One, you can have you can end up with 0 in the denominator,
Yeah.
and if that happens, then the function is undefined.
Yeah.
And that's where it's perpendicular.
Yeah.
Or you can have a 0 in the numerator.
That's fine. That gives you a
okay.
valid.
Yeah.
That gives you the correct result. But if you have the
Right.
you can't hold infinities or whatever it is. If you can't have a gradient of a line. If you try and describe a gradient of a line, you can't move along it and things. If it's vertical, if your formula is y is equal to mx, you have there's no mapping between the x and the y, and so you have to use different sorts of ways of doing it. You have to use vectors and things, and so there are better ways than the formula that she used was not universal.
Well, she was doing a 5-minute video too.
Yeah, indeed. Yeah, yes. I mean, probably even hers was too complicated for Bev, I suspect. I mean, he doesn't. I don't think he understands that y is equal to mx plus c is the formula for a straight line. I suspect he doesn't know that.
Yeah, I thought.
If you asked him,
I thought it would be interesting though, just to show.
it was.
those
No,
guys
I agree
that
with you. Totally agree with you. I think it's a very
we don't
valuable.
need- we
But if,
don't need
for
a
instance, I don't
change.
think he
We
could
don't
work
need-
out.
All we need to know.
I was going to say, whose show is this anyway?
But this is the problem. Whenever Rumpus comes into any conversation, it's Rumpus. It's Rumpus time. because he just doesn't know when to shut up.
Yes. So Blue, I didn't get to watch your actual video. Was it just a general discussion at the beginning? Is it? Should I play some good stuff at the start? Now that we've. Anybody?
I don't know. I missed the start. I weren't home when Blue
Alan,
started.
were you there?
It was pretty much a discussion, Timbo, about Bev and paper organist trying to convince us that we that you can't measure an angle to a curve.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I assume
Yeah.
this video here, which I've just skimmed back through, was the one that you're referring to.
Yeah.
So
And that one I didn't. That bit I didn't see because I had to take a comfort break.
okay. So I was going to say we could watch that if people are up for that.
And one of their arguments apparently is that the angle is always changing. I'm not quite sure how they can figure that.
Yes. So they're trying to say the angle between the two curves is no. It's no. If the curves aren't moving, the angle's staying the same. Okay. This doesn't look like it was very long. I'll have a listen to it. It looks like she.
This video by a young lady by the name of Heather Whitehead. Now let's see. I'm not sure that that's going to show, and
I'll turn you up a little bit.
I may have to reshare something here. Yeah.
I see it in the Discord.
You seeing it okay?
Yeah.
All right. So this young lady is going to explain this to these idiots. Let's let her have a go at it.
In this video, I want to have a look at calculating the angle between two curves. So a little while ago, we had a look at calculating the angle between two straight lines, and we had this formula here. So if we wanted to find the acute angle between those two straight lines, and we called that angle alpha, then we'd know that tan alpha is equal to the absolute value of m1 minus m2 over 1 plus m1, m2, and m1 and m2 were the gradients of our two straight lines. So we're going to still use.
That's a trigonometric identity, and I can go through why that's true, but believe me, it is. It's easy enough to prove.
This method when we're talking about curves, but because curves gradients change the whole way along, there's going to be an extra step in there. So let's have a look at an example. So our example asks us to find the size of the acute angle between the curve y equals x squared and the line y equals 2x plus 3 at both points of intersection. So to step us into this, we're going to have one curve and we're going to keep one of our functions as a straight line. So we can read off straight from here that our, let's call it m2, is just 2. The gradient of that straight line is 2. But the problem with our curve is that it depends where we're looking on that curve, what the gradient's going to be at that point. So first off, we're going to find our points of intersection. So we're going to solve these two equations simultaneously. So let's call them equations 1 and equation 2. Let's substitute 1 into 2. So we're going to have, if we're substituting this x squared in where the y was, we'd have x squared equals 2x plus 3. Now we want to solve that for x. Let's bring everything over the left-hand side. So we're going to have x squared minus 2x minus 3 equals 0. We want to factorize that. You can use whatever method you like, whether it's PSF or cross method or whatever it is you prefer. And we're going to have plus 1 and minus 3. So that's going to give us our answers of x equals minus 1 or x equals positive 3. I don't need my positive there. I can just write 3. So they're the x coordinates of our points of intersection. I also want to find my y coordinates. So to find the y coordinates that relate to those x ones, we're going to substitute these x values back into either of those initial equations. Doesn't matter which one, you're going to get the same answer. So let's just pop it in here. Minus 1 squared would just give us 1, and 3 squared would give us 9. So that means...
Oh.
Our points of intersection are -1, 1, and 3, 9.
Do you think it would have confused Bev as to why she has two answers?
Yeah.
Now, to find the angles between our curves at those points, we need to know the gradient of this curve at that point. So to do that, we're going to find the gradient of the tangent at that point, which means we're going to have to differentiate. So if we've got y equals x squared, we know that y dash is going to equal 2x. So we can then substitute in our values. So at x equals -1, y dash is going to be 2 times -1, so -2. And at x equals 3, our y dash, our derivative, the gradient of the tangent, is going to be 2 times 3, which would give us 6. So this is our, let's change pen color. This is our M1 at this point, and this is our M1 at x equals 3. So we've got two different things we're going to find, two different angles. So we're going to have to use this formula twice now. I'm going to get rid of this. Oh, no, I won't. So let's go at x equals -1. Let's have a look there first. So x equals -1, we're going to have tan alpha is equal
What happened?
Yeah.
Timbo, you wouldn't be muted, would you?
I could be muted. I understood
Yeah,
everything I was saying.
because I can see your cursor moving, as if you're going, oh, look at this, you know.
I was just pointing out that Dave was having... I was just wondering if this was too much for Dave at this time of the morning because he was thinking he didn't understand
Well,
what it is.
I sympathise with Mr. Cannabis. I've zoned out completely. I'd rather watch paint dry, to be honest. But
Okay. Let's just go for...
this is why I don't like maths. I mean, just look at that. I know it's not complicated stuff, but
Because I know you
It doesn't.
Go on. Blue?
Oh, it doesn't last much longer.
No,
About
no.
2 or 3 minutes.
Because I know both you and I, when we come into this, we would just would have drawn a circle and drawn a line and said, oh, what's the intersection of that point? What's the intersection of that point? And we would have been done. But, yes, okay. This is without doing the graphs.
to the absolute value of M1, which was -2, minus M2. So M2 -2 minus 2 over 1 plus M1, which was -2, times M2, which was 2. So if we simplify down what's in there, that's going to give us -4 over -3. So the absolute value of -4 over -3, which just gives us 4 over 3. So to find our angle, we're going to go tan inverse of 4 over 3. And to the nearest minute, that's going to give us 53 degrees and 8 minutes. So at x equals -1, or at this point of intersection, at -1, 1, our acute angle between the curve and the straight line is 53 degrees and 8 minutes.
So she just found the angle between that curve, that parabola, and that straight line. In fact, we're going to measure it in a minute and see.
Now we also have to do that for our second point of intersection. So I'm just going to rub off this bit up here so we've got some space. All right, so at x equals 3, we're going to have tan alpha equals the absolute value of M1 minus M2, so 6 minus 2, over 1 plus 6 times 2. Simplifying that down, we'd have 4 over 13, and the absolute value of 4 over 13 is just 4 over 13. So alpha is going to equal tan inverse of 4 over 13, which is going to give us to the nearest minute, 17 degrees and 6 minutes. So this is the angle between our curve and our straight line at this point of intersection, and this is the angle between our curve and our straight line at this point of intersection. So I could have written my answer a little bit neater if I had a bit more room. But that's having a look at finding the angle between two curves.
Now, that's not all that hard, is it? Come on, guys. She found two. She found there's a reason she found two angles, and I'll show it to you in a second. In fact, let me see if I can get that up on the screen. These were the two curves. I don't know if you guys are seeing this in Discord, probably not. But you can look out on YouTube in a second. It'll pop up. These were the two functions she had. Y equals x squared. That is the parabola. And function G was y equals 2x plus 3. That's the green straight line. And you see the straight line intersects the parabola at 2 points. That's why she had that. And those intersections are 3, 9 and minus 1, 1, just like she said. Now we can go to that sketch that I did on GeoGebra. And I plopped in the tangents at those intersections. At point A there and point O, or whatever I call it, whatever it's called up there, or D, whatever it is up there. So those dotted lines are the tangent lines, and measured those angles. And guess what? 53.1 is that 53 degrees and 8 minutes, and 17.1 is the 17 degrees and 6 minutes, rounded to a tenth of a degree. So stop telling us that you can't find an angle to a curve. You sure as hell can. She didn't develop either one of these tangents. She just used the slope of the curve, the derivative of that curve function. Anybody unclear? Good. Let's go back to Bev again.
Yeah, right.
Doesn't exist. We'll have a
By
look
the
at
way,
that again in a
it
minute.
doesn't involve curve anyway, because if we have this angle at this tiny point, just near the vertex, so if you want to keep the same angle, you have to prolong this line in straight. It cannot be curved because you will change the angle. So
Like he's just
there is
said.
no, yeah.
The angle always stays the same in the straight lines, like the perpendiculars of the graph. And PT's showing us that the angle constantly changes when you have a curve there. I mean, look how many decimal places he's got.
You have no idea what he's showing, do you?
To an angle.
Waving the cursor. on the
Great
screen.
job. Oh, PT did great job proving my point here.
And
That
that
can't be right.
means
It's
that's
still
where you have the
decimal
joke of the
places.
tiny protractor. Ha ha ha. But that is not really a joke, because the only thing that defines that angle is what is happening right at that vertex.
Again, he says the only thing that matters about the angle is what's happening right at the vertex. Well, there is no angle if you're at the vertex with your point. If you bring both of your points to the vertex,
What an
that's
idiot.
all you've got is a point. There's no angle to be measured.
Oh dear.
So even curve, it doesn't matter if this line is curved or straight because there is no line here.
Yeah. Yeah, PT's showing you that the angle constantly changes, and even when you're zooming in, what's he at now? 0.01 here.
Yeah,
0.02.
yes, we
and
can
it
see
was a
these
massive
red
scale
numbers
earlier.
changing.
Not inches away or feet away. In fact, it doesn't matter what happens inches away or feet away. The only thing that matters is at that vertex.
Yeah, and Rumpus is absolutely correct. The basic problem is Bev does not understand that a point on a curve has the property of a slope. You're right, Rumpus. That's exactly what it is. Bev can't fathom, these idiots cannot fathom the idea that that curve has a constantly changing gradient, a constantly changing slope. It's different at every point. But it is constant at a given point. At any given point, we know exactly what the slope is. No problem.
No problem. Well, Blue, I think we got the point. Is there any other good points you want to get a point from your show you'd like to point to?
Oh,
Or do you think your point has been made?
So,
yeah.
sorry, Blue, do you think you could give us the young lady's name? Because I think it would be only fair that we shout her out on here.
Yes, her name is Heather. I said it in there actually.
Heather. Hang on.
Gosh.
Let me go back and see if I can find it. So.
Two straight lines paper.
Oh, it's not. It's going to be around there somewhere.
Yeah.
All right. So this young lady is going to explain this to these idiots. Let's let her have a go at it.
In this video, I want to have a look at calculating the angle between two curves.
Maybe not.
Maybe not. Heather.
I'll find it.
If you don't mind, we'll post it. We'll post out her name so we can. She's obviously got a few other videos for those that are interested in that. What's my poll? What's our Lindsay poll saying at the moment? 60%.
Hang on, I'm all ready to poke my eye out with a pointed stick.
Yes.
Here's what I prepared.
We have a new rule for Lindsay Bingo. If you get bingo, which is 5 in a row, diagonally, horizontally, or vertically, you can shout bingo, and you can ask for it to stop if you want.
Make it stop!
That sounds good.
Sounds like good.
I like the sound of that.
Yeah, so I'll just pull up. Get the bingo going. Yeah, sorry, Blue. Did you find it?
Yeah, her name is Heather Whitehead. Heather Whitehead, and I put a link to her channel in the Zoom chat.
Okay.
I don't know if I can put it out in the...
No, it looks like I've got it, so I'll copy that. I'll copy that inside.
Stick it out on YouTube.
Oops, not that one. We've got to do that later. Stop that. And just paste it in there. Sorry, guys. Just 2 sec. Yep, that's the one. And I'll post it there. Okay. Now, while I do that, and I get a friend.
Yeah, if anybody would like to borrow it.
Big stick. You'll post it to them? You'll make copies?
Yeah. I mean, no worries. You know, it's not that big. I only wanted a bit off the end, as they say.
Yeah. Now, I'm just pulling up bingo to post out to those that are wanting to play bingo. Okay, I'll post that in here for you guys. And post it out here for you guys. There's our bingo channel. If you go to that site, you should be able to go generate card, and you'll get your own bingo card.
Ah, Timbo.
What?
Celestial gap.
Yeah, I left that in.
Oh yeah, that's always been there. Celestial gap. Yeah. Diet electric is still there.
Diet electric.
I've still got. Hang on, let me.
You must have an old list.
I must have an old list because I thought we corrected all that. Hang on, let me just.
We did. Doesn't matter.
In my current list. Oh no, the current list is still wrong. I must have not saved that list. I'll fix that next week.
Oh well. It wouldn't be the same without spelling mistakes, would it?
No, I'm just checking. I don't have anything in there twice. I don't think I do, because I have listed. No, it doesn't look like it.
Doesn't? No, I don't think so.
So we don't have, because for a while, I remember I had dual system in there twice. One DUAL and one DAUL.
Oh yeah. Yes,
I do have duality in there twice. Oh no, once. That's it. Okay.
Can I just ask,
go.
what is Kundalini? Because like you keep putting it in there. I've never actually heard him.
He's
say
a character in the original Mad Max film.
Yeah, he is.
He's one of the he's one of that biker gang in the original Mad Max film. Because I knew what to tell the name somewhere before.
No, you might have to look it up. Yes, he did say it in one of his videos, and I just stuck it in after that. I don't think he's only ever said it in that one video.
And no,
it's a Sanskrit term meaning coil.
You're a bit worried if you type that into your search engine, what's going to come up?
No, you're fine. It has many meanings, but the first one that Google told me is it's a Sanskrit term for coiled.
Yeah.
And in Hinduism, it's a form of divine feminine energy supposed to be located at the base of the spine.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, he's a character in the Mad Max film.
Yes.
Yeah.
No, he used it a while back. You know how he likes to use these male, female metaphors. Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, hello, the underworld. Is this like the underverse?
Yes, another world first. But first, understand the basics.
The underverse.
At least he's got pretty pictures on his screen this time.
Hello.
Hello, Matt. Ooh,
Hey.
we're just about to start.
Hello, Matt.
Hello,
Just
Matt.
in time for Lindsay.
Oh,
Just
yeah.
in time for Lindsay. Do you want to grab a? We do have a new
rule.
We do have a new rule in Lindsay Bingo. If you get bingo, you can call the stop to Lindsay. You can say no more.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, I'm unprepared right now. I'm not prepared.
You're not prepared for that?
Not prepared.
No, I'm not prepared. I'm not prepared for that.
No, I'm prepared for that.
Well, there's a link in both our Zoom chat and in the.
Yeah, I'm not prepared. I'm not prepared for that question.
That was some of Conspiracy Cat's finest work. That was.
Yeah.
I'm not prepared for that.
Hold on.
Do you need a minute to get a bingo up?
I don't think Matt's
people are
going
going to
to
be
be
paying. Oh, sorry, go on now.
I was going to say, I don't think Matt's going to be able to see the link for the bingo card in the inside chat because, from what I remember, Zoom only shows you messages that were posted after you joined the meeting.
Correct.
Yes, I believe so.
Okay.
Correct.
Oh, Kundalini.
So it's okay. You don't. Oh, damn it! You've posted it. Oh, Kundalini. That's all right. You can post that. That's okay.
No, that's okay. Where's my link? I'll post it here again. Don't tell me.
Zebulon's calling bingo already. You're cheating.
You're cheating.
Cheat.
I mean, I appreciate it. Yeah. I was tempted to just go bingo. Let's just not bloody watch it. But he hasn't said anything yet.
Dear. I'll put it again. I'll put it back out in the chat again. Anyway, I think everyone should have it.
Sense of Lindsay.
Okay, let's get going. Let's not drag it out anymore.
Pay extra special attention, everybody.
Can you shorten the video because it's 28 minutes? So.
Welcome to the anti-propaganda channel called the Tomb of Illumination, the place where we talk about the Earth and what it's like to be illuminated. In other words, know the bullshit from the truth. No propaganda from a dog turd.
Sorry, did he just say, you know the bullshit? Okay, I was just saying, is that the stuff he has? Is the stuff he knows is the BS?
And understand the realm we live on, we live in, as the reality it is, as opposed to the make-believe spinning ball bullshit. Now, this is another world first video and information never ever been revealed before.
In other words, he's going to make some stuff
Now,
up.
I'm just humouring myself putting these videos out, considering only 300 people get to see them in a week or two. 7 billion people in the world today living on propaganda and lies. And when I show them something that's a world first, actual fact, truth of the matter, how it all gets swept under the mat.
It's under you, Matt.
The evil few who run the system.
Oh, damn.
Matt, can you just check under your seat? Because it's apparently under you.
It's under my chair. No, nothing there.
Hide it all from the people. And just push their propaganda day in, day out.
Hang on, I found a bit of a brown mess underneath the
So
chair.
anyway, today's video is in regards to the underworld. What the hell is the underworld? It's an overlay. When the southern hemisphere slips under the northern hemisphere.
Oh, that's a new one.
What the hell does he mean by that? Well, I'm about to
That's the
explain.
revelation. That's the new
For
thing.
all you people who've never seen my videos before,
I have
you keep whinging that you don't understand or I don't explain it properly. I mean, you can't blame me if you're a bit slow. The flat earth system, it's quite easy to understand as a whole. If you want to get technical, get right into it, it's a bit tricky. But you need to first understand what a toroidal field is, a torus field. It looks just like this. And this is precisely what we live in. If you could slice it to the middle this way, that would be the flat plane of inertia that is actually Earth. We're inside this field. So you can consider it as a magnetic flux. And we all live, we're all part of that flux. You can't leave the flux. You can't leave the magnetic field.
I don't know what the flux you're talking about.
What makes you think you can just leave up and leave the realm that's created for you? That's just dumb, pure ignorance. And people believe that nonsense. They don't think they can get in a spaceship and just fly out into
Did
la
he
la
say
land.
realm? I think he said realm.
And they don't even know what the term ship is used for when we're talking about a rocket ship. Why is it called a ship?
Matt, do you want to explain the difference between a rocket ship and a spaceship and a rocket?
There's no difference. It's just terms. That's all. There isn't.
Most
Well,
people
I
don't
mean,
even
you
know that
could
the
sort of
atmosphere
say,
is full of
okay, well,
moisture.
the spaceship part of it is the, or is the suppose is this, the spaceship, I guess. If you know what I mean.
So the spaceship is the spaceship. Yes, I'm glad you cleared that up for me.
Yeah, rocket ship. Well, when the term rocket ship, like it is applied to a spaceship rather than just a rocket. In other words, a booster that gets you to orbit or whatever. Yeah, you understand what I mean? I guess. I don't know. They're just
I put you on the spot. It's all right.
Yeah, it's all right.
They don't understand what the vacuum is. The vacuum, whether you want to call it space or whatever, is the atmosphere becoming thinner and thinner and thinner.
Ooh, that's good.
Well, we got that
So
one,
as
right?
it gets thinner and thinner and thinner,
Well done.
the molecules are expanding. Everything expands. So nothing can leave
There you
our
go.
realm unless
Got that wrong. You still well
it's going
done.
to expand to the point of shredding itself
What?
to nothing, almost nothing.
What?
Because that's what the atmosphere is doing. If you think an object of mass can force its way out or into a vacuum, you're batshit crazy. You'll bounce off it like a force field.
What?
Because that's what's happening in the upper atmosphere. The hydrogen molecule is expanding. It's puffing up, and it shreds itself. And it gets shredded as it goes on up. And it goes through these layers.
Hydrogen popcorn.
Gas, gaseous pressure layers. The inert gases
please?
through ionisation. Through either lightning or sprites, which purifies the molecule, purifies the water as it's going up. But that's what raises it from one state to another.
Bright.
Is the ionisation. And eventually gets right up to there to helium. This is why we make helium balloons, don't we? So they go right up. That's about as high as you can go. The helium balloon will go up there and that's it. But
Explode.
Well,
anyway, I digress. So that centre there is the centre Arctic. Look how small it is. So you could draw a big gap around here, which represents the tropical gap, the tropical zone. So that would leave the centre north very small compared to the larger realm of the outer southern hemisphere. And that's what it is in reality. Because everything expands out from the centre as it goes south. Everything. That includes the human being. Because nothing's actually physical. We're just light beings in this magnetic field. So we expand with the field as we move south. So everything is relative to the observer all the way out. Your arcs of longitude are all relative to you because you've expanded with it. This is why they create the ball model. Because you come back out here, you're still the same size in relation to the arc of longitude as you are back here. As a troll
I thought it was going to say arc of
or a
horizon,
giant out here.
Sorry.
Is that hard to understand? I think it is for most people.
Yeah.
Because they want to believe that everything is physical. Nothing can change shape. They think man made the Great Pyramids. They don't realise everything is sound and resonance. Metal, stone can turn to jelly with the right resonance.
Well, they can't.
We can just disappear like that. We were created just like that. When the sun hit the right frequency, all life began. We can just appear like this. It's a concept people can't get their heads around. So there you have it.
So we
There's the earth inside
we
there, okay?
suddenly appeared, did we? Like, poof, there you go, human beings.
Now, above the earth is what we call the positive field. And then under we have the negative field. Positive and negative. But in between is the neutral, the plane of inertia. Neutral.
Plane of inertia.
The earth itself is neutral.
I don't have that just today.
The dirt we stand on is neutral.
Say state of inertia. Can I say that? I've got that.
Close enough. Close enough.
But then you break it down again. So you have a positive field and a negative field, and then within that positive field we have a north and a south pole. See, it's like breaking down a magnet. You just keep breaking down, it separates itself all the time. So how we see it in our realm is we have the positive field above Earth, but in that positive field we have a north and a south pole. So the south pole's out here and the north pole's in there. But the south pole is merely a returning north pole because the toroidal field, it has to return on itself, doesn't it? So it just goes out and flows back in. But don't be fooled. It looks like I'm the only person in the world who's talking about this. And that's the fact the field does not flow from there all the way
That
out
doesn't
here.
ring alarm bells.
Not over this way anyway. It flows to the Tropic of Cancer.
Field, at least.
Shoots straight down to the ground, then flows along the ground. Not within it or under it, but along the ground. And then comes up out of the ground in the Antarctic. Then flows over to the Tropic of Capricorn and goes straight down. Why? Well, because there's a tropical gap here, is the dielectric. It cannot cross that dielectric field. This is what creates the whole moving magnetic cycle, the whole magnetic field, the whole force.
I got that.
Without that
I'm getting close
dielectric gap,
Has he said
the north and the
spiritual
south pole
awakening yet?
would find equilibrium.
No.
They would just go straight to each other and meet. And then that would be the end of it. That would be the end of life, everything. Because it's found equilibrium, found perfection. It doesn't need to work anymore. This is nature, isn't it?
I just need
Everything
analemma
wants to
and
seek its resting
plane.
state.
That's
And in
all I need,
nature,
a ecliptic
that's
plane
the same.
and
If I have a
analemma.
ecliptic-
But if it
I have
did,
an ecliptic plane,
that would be
it's
the end of
done.
it. So, for this field to continue
Ancient secrets
recycling,
or sun?
one field has to be bigger than the other.
Haven't said
Don't
sun
think
yet.
so.
What they call the potential energy. So, then you have to understand what a magnetic field cycle is. Another world first of mine.
Yeah, it is.
A magnetic field cycle is a 3 to 2 or a 2 to 3 ratio.
Did he said
So you look at the
Egyptians,
sun down
didn't he?
dilemma,
'Cause he was talking
Oh,
about
yeah.
the pyramids.
it's actually a 2 to 3 ratio. And we get these cycles coming out around the south, back to the north, round to the south, back to the north, round to the south, back to the north, round to the south, back to the north, all the way around. And that's continuously moving. West, which drives all the celestial bodies we see as images in the
Round
tropical
the
gap,
south, back to the north, round the south, back to the north.
Westward.
round the south, back to the north.
continuously flowing. Because the field's coming up from the south, curving. What this doesn't show is the curving magnetic fields, because obviously the tropical gap's not in here. The tropical gap where it all diverges away from the tropical gap. So it curls around to avoid avoiding direct contact with the tropical gap. It curves and then shoots straight down to the earth, along the ground,
You
and
should have
back up.
had a count
out
of how many
to
times he
north,
says tropical gap.
or
One
out of
video.
centre north over to the Tropic of Cancer.
You can click it as many
curving
times as he says.
straight down to the ground and along the ground and
Yeah.
up over the southern field. That's how it works.
Come on,
Because of that
come on.
motion, it keeps it continuously moving. There has to be a difference. So there's a 3 to 2 ratio. There's cycles, it's infinite cycles. That's why it's phi. It represents infinity.
Phi.
Check out earlier videos. So it's always a cycle, in and out, in and out, in and out, in and out, always spinning around the centre north and out to the south. So because we have this tropical gap, we live in a dual system. So therefore, if it's a dual system,
I just need Arca
it has to have, they have to both have their own systems, and they do. There's the northern hemisphere system, everything you can see, the stars in the sky, the planets,
Did he just
the
say
Milky
dual
Way.
system?
He did.
But the southern field also has to have one.
Oh, bingo.
So
Hey,
Cut. Stop.
Farmer's saying
Bingo, bingo. We are bingo fuel.
Share your screen.
I got quite a few in that. I got a few different possibilities. I could have got bingo, but
I was waiting for ether.
All I needed was dual system, closely followed by Moon and Analemma would have got me up, but I've gone across.
You need to show your screen now.
I have a.
Oh, here we go. Share screen. Half a mo. Oh, what was that labelled as screen 2? Oh well, whatever. Here we go.
Oh, yes.
There we go. Yeah, he did say those.
You see?
Yeah.
You see?
yeah, you did well there. Did well.
Yeah, no, we'll give you that.
You can all thank me in the usual way.
Well, what's the usual way?
No thanks at all.
Yeah, none.
At all.
Usually, usually we just make fun of you. So yeah, that's good. We can do it.
How many minutes in were we?
Hang on a sec. I think you saved us. Oh, look, we're about halfway. So there you go. You saved us a whole half of it.
Half a video.
But now we won't know what he's going to do with his air conditioning ducting.
Oh dear. I mean, oh good. I mean, oh dear. I don't know.
And I did notice that he held it together with a bulldog clip. So he's just, that's 4-inch flexible duct and a bulldog clip. But that's his toroidal field.
Yeah, that's right. But it doesn't actually represent what he says it does anyway, because it's meant to go up and go down, come back across, and so it's not a toroidal field anyway.
Yeah,
so.
he was just playing with his toroidal field, didn't he? It sounds disgusting.
He was, yes.
Well, that's what he
Playing with
calls
his
it. Yeah.
toroidal field. Yeah. You sure he didn't say sun or ether?
I didn't get sun.
Definitely didn't say ether.
Would have been a shame.
I didn't say ether.
Or ecliptic plane or analemma.
No, he never got as far as Analemma.
Or ecliptic plane? No? Oh, okay.
Ecliptic plane. No, I was waiting on ecliptic plane. I didn't get that. I was waiting on Arca for Horizon and ecliptic plane, and I would have had bingo, but I didn't get that.
Any of those four, I would have got bingo.
Yeah. No. Oh, well, maybe next week.
Yeah.
But
still stop halfway through anyway.
I was going to say, I'll put on some. Do you know CC has put out 3 videos since? I don't know if we can't listen to CC for 3 times in a row. That was just too much.
Well, sure we can. We just talk over him.
Yeah, do what we always do. Talk over everybody.
Yeah, just talk over everybody.
Yeah. Well.
Good morning. Good evening. Good.
How's it? He's a bit off screen this time. He's gone all big.
Oh, he's got a moon.
He's got a moon.
Good afternoon, wherever you may be. CC here, Chris from the.
Okay, guess what he's going to talk about?
The moon.
Yeah.
The sun.
By any chance?
But what's the problem? What he's going to say? Memory has no.
He's going to say something like, "If the shadow on the moon is caused by the Earth, why is it a straight line or something stupid like that?"
That's possible. Yeah, I have heard you say that before.
Yeah,
something like that.
Or why doesn't the lighter part of the moon point towards the sun?
Yeah. When it does.
New York, Westchester.
Yeah, I was going to say he just can't 3D.
Yeah,
none of them can.
It's 6/28, 2023.
Actually, no, it's almost 10 o'clock. What are you talking about?
Above me.
Well, it actually means it's the 20th.
I was just fooling around with my camera on Sunday. or past sundown. And see, I have a problem with it.
We know.
See, my problem is the day moon shouldn't be able to see it. See, it doesn't make any sense at all to me because, first off, one, the day moon should have black in the background, not blue.
Oh, God. Oh, no.
Really?
It was worse than I thought.
Really? Yeah, I really didn't think it was going to be this dumb.
Because you
the
know what
moon
that
during
means.
the day should have a black background. No, that's called it night.
Yeah. This is
Do you have any idea what
daytime
that
and
means?
this is nighttime.
Yeah.
By seeing the day moon and there being blue in the background means that this is either on the firmament or inside of the firmament.
Okay, see?
I'm not really sure which one it is. It could be. I've always said it's a projection, just as the sun is. But
Was he
all I
changed
know
his
is
mind?
It sounds a projection, yeah, apparently. That's a good one.
No, it sounds like he's changing his mind because he's considering changing his mind from being a projection to being something of an object that's either on the firmament or in the firmament. There you go.
Yeah.
That's
Well, whatever
that's
it
going to
is,
say
it's
it's a projection on the firmament.
You'd think logically it'd have to be a projection onto the firmament because what else is it going to project onto?
Yeah.
It could
If
be a
it's-
projection.
If it's in the firmament, it can't be a projection.
What it could be is there could be this big rock up there and they're projecting the image of the moon onto the rock.
Yeah. Why can't it just be
when
a
we
moon,
have a
then?
solar eclipse of the sun, whatever is covering the sun at the time certainly is not a three-dimensional object. It's a two-dimensional object.
Whatever's covering
If
the
that.
sun.
We're not really sure what it is.
Oh.
It could be.
So how can it be a two-dimensional object? Wouldn't it have to have some physicality? Anyway, okay.
Eclipsing itself, a lot of people say, and I'm probably going to lean toward that. But this day moon is a perfect example of that we live on a flat plane covered with a dome. Okay, it's as simple as that. All right? The sun and the moon have absolutely nothing to do with each other. One isn't reflecting off of another one. They project their own light. All right? It's just how it is. So enjoy the video above me.
And your evidence is...
I was just fooling. Again,
What?
I was
He
just
said
fooling
so.
around with the camera. I know it's out of focus. It's
Because
in
he said
focus
so.
sometimes.
Okay.
It's out of focus. Who cares? It's just fun fooling around with the camera. I had a little time on my hand. I don't often get that at all. So anyway, enjoy it. But let me ask you a question. Why isn't there a black backdrop with the moon during the daytime? It's impossible. Impossible. Just like your ball is impossible. Look at it. Look how perfect everything is outside. You know, you don't have to go to Hawaii to see how everything is. How picturesque.
Sorry? Why is Hawaii the center of picturesque?
It is. It looks like a fucking drawing, doesn't it? Just go out to the beach. Just go out in the woods. Look how perfect everything is. In this chaotic science that they have told you that you're moving at these unimaginable speeds. When meanwhile, you could take a picture of a very still lake, with a reflection reflecting all the way across to the other side. You could have a sun come down in the ocean and leave these spectacular rays shooting across the ocean. Impossible. Only possible on a flat Earth. All of this is only possible on a flat Earth. On a flat, level, stationary Earth. Not moving through space, not being terrified by meteors, not being terrified by UFOs and all sorts of stupid shit that they make up. You gotta relax. You gotta think back to your childhood when we all believed in the ball. when we were told that we live on a spinning wet ball. And you agreed.
I don't recall ever being told that.
You were a child. Don't continue being a child. Look at the perspective that you have of everything that's out there on this flat plane. The wind. You know? The wind itself, as far as I'm concerned, is impossible on a ball Earth. I can't even imagine it. All right? It doesn't make any sense.
Well, what makes
The ball
wind
doesn't make any sense. It's a joke. We were all told when we were kids that we lived in this terrifying world, spinning world, and hurling through space. Any moment we can die like that. That a meteor is going to come down and kill us all. And we have to rely on NASA to save us. That's how funny it is. It's stupid.
Yeah.
Children believe in the ball.
You have to rely on NASA to save?
Men and women know we live on a flat land. People with perspective. People who have researched and just used their own perspective that have gone through this journey, that are still going through the journey and understanding it. I think people are just afraid of going through the journey. That's what I think it is. You know, I think they're too scared to go through that journey, to open that door to freedom, basically. That's really what it is, you know. I don't know if I got into this before, but every time I go into these nursing homes, all they have on is CNN and MSNBC. I want you to take that 1 or 2 or 5 nursing homes that I go to a day, and I want you to quadruple it. I want you to now go state by state, okay? Triple it, quadruple it, do whatever you do. Find out what the number is of how many nursing homes are in the U.S. I'm sure Google will be able to tell you that, right? Go ahead, Google. Oh, I don't believe in any of those Alexas or whatever the fuck they are. Get them the hell out of my house. If you give me that as a gift, I'm going to use it as a baseball. How do you like that? So don't give it to me. So I think my point is that they go into these ratings with these 24-hour news networks, which are all the same. You know, you remember that video with, I don't know, 150 news networks all talking about the same thing at the same time. And the show is exactly...
How weird that, you know, when a particular news event is happening, that all the news channels talk about that same news event at the same time.
The same. And it's so stupid because they're controlled. Okay? That's not news. You're not going to find shit on there. Now, times everything. You find out how many nursing homes there are in the U.S. And remember, there's a lot of them that are hidden too, okay? But all of them have it on in every room. Every single room that I go to, one of these news networks are blaring in the background, and most of them don't even know. You know, I don't know. I mean, did somebody pay these nursing homes to do it? So now that's your viewers. That's it. People that don't know what's going on, don't know what they're watching. That's their viewers. And that's the only way they'll ever have viewers. You know, of TVs that are just blaring in the background that nobody's watching. I don't know. I thought I'd bring that point up. I don't even know how to get into this shit, but I think that's all the viewers that they're counting.
So what is your point?
I don't think anybody's watching them anymore. Even people who still think we live on a spinning wet ball, they're not even watching them anymore. Nobody's watching them anymore. They're still making their millions, you know, but nobody's watching them. Anyway,
that making millions if no one's watching them.
I had some other things to bring up, but I lost my train of thought. Anyway, I want to thank you for subbing. I want to thank you for viewing my videos and let me be a part of your life.
The end of that one.
Can I take Rady Scattering for 500, please? Why doesn't the moon have a black background during the day? Because it's the fucking day. The sun's up. Fuck my boots.
Go on, Adam.
I was going to say that town in Essex named after some lord bloke.
Yeah.
Soon
as Alan's put up that image, I'm just going to say.
Sorry, I had to go there.
Yeah, I suppose.
Anyway, that's not a moon. That's a space station. As soon as Alan puts that image up.
That's not a movie. That's a model we made for the movie.
Yeah.
Paul, it looks like our quiz. My quiz about quizzes. Music quiz has won by 64%.
Wow.
Okay.
All right, I'm calling a march to Australia, and I'm calling the lawyers. It's a rigged election.
Well, you get both of
Don't you
them
wanna
tonight
do-
anyway.
don't you wanna do
So
music
Get both of us. Just whether get one now. Which one do you get?
I don't mind music quizzes when Farmer's Boy isn't here. It's fine.
Hey, look, the one I did last Saturday, I didn't know hardly any of them.
That's true, actually. I knew one more than you did.
Australian bands. He doesn't know Australian groups. So tonight we're having Blue, and we're having the Wiggles, and we're having the Cockroaches. No. Ooh, one.
Hang on.
We do have one up in the top corner there.
I know who that is. I definitely know who they are.
I recognise Olivia Newton-John. Lady Gaga, is that? I don't know. Possibly.
Lady Gaga next to Olivia Newton-John.
I don't know. Is it? I don't know. I've no idea. I've just thrown names out there. There's
quite a few. There's a few I recognise, but I can't remember who they are. But I definitely.
Matt, can you just take note of the nose? Can you take note of the nose of that lady? And can you say that again?
I don't know. I'm not saying any more.
That's not Lady Gaga.
Oh no, I'm just throwing names out there quite literally. I don't know who that is. Maybe it's this. I don't know.
Bottom right, bottom second from the left. Definitely know who they are. Yeah, the top left, those two. Oh, the top right. Yeah, I know who she is. The one below that with the beret, vaguely recognise them, can't quite place them.
I've been reliably informed as Barbara Streisand, is it?
Yeah. Someone behind you has told you that's Barbara Streisand?
No. Don't know what you're talking about. No.
All right, you've had enough.
Yeah, go on.
I haven't. I'm still trying to work it out.
Here's the first one.
Well, the first one is A. There you go. Got that.
A something.
A prawn.
To go.
Prawn sandwich.
I'm guessing
something
there's
to go.
Go on the end of that first line.
Yeah, that'd be to go. So, the love that we to kiss. What we.
Oh, a four-letter word beginning with C, Alan. There you go.
Veneer. That's the DLC. Copyright Alan Evans, 2023. I can get most of the words, but I can't place the bloody song.
No.
Okay. To go. The love that we come to know. A place where nobody something or other to go. The
Dared
love that we
to go?
come to know.
It's not Olivia Neutron Bomb and Xanadu, is it?
It is.
It is.
Olivia Neutron Bomb. Oh, Xanadu.
What used to be the
I dared to go. Yeah, dared to go. That made sense. Yeah.
Yeah. Well done. Well done. It was indeed Olivia Newton-John, Xanadu. Yeah. There you go.
She sort of coded that with ELO, if I remember rightly.
That's right.
Yes.
Yeah.
Because I'm not an Olivia Newton-John fan, but I'm an ELO fan.
Yeah. Same here.
Yeah.
All right. Next one.
Is this the Lady Gaga one?
Shut up.
Oh yeah, I know that one.
Why we ... I assume that's coming because it's not at the start.
Yeah, I know the song. I can't actually remember what the bloody title is.
I am
I can hear her singing it.
Wanting in love, something or other in love, and I do annoying. No, it's,
I am a woman. No,
I'm
is
a
it not?
woman
I am a
in
woman in love.
Oh, are you?
Yeah,
Okay.
Yeah, I want to be called Loretta. I want to have babies. I want to have babies.
Where's the fetus going to gestate? You're going to keep it in a box?
Yeah. And is it? It is that Lady Gaga song then, isn't it?
The Lady Gaga wannabe.
Yeah, that's the one.
With the incredible cock.
Carl Edwards is right. It's Barbara Streisand.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the song is.
Is it just Woman in Love? Because I can't remember the title.
Yeah,
It
that's the tune.
is. Yeah.
Well, see, I got it right because I said I'm a woman in love. I got it right. Yeah, you get the right person.
Right, yeah. All right.
Lady,
Next one.
you sure that's not Lady Gaga?
Next one.
No.
This one, you'll know the song, but I don't know if you're going to be able to
My-
get the band.
Race. Right, it won't be race.
My bastards. Something.
There's another C letter there with 4 letters for you, Matt.
Yeah, there is, isn't there? You can say all kinds of things now.
My mother has. It's not mother, but you know. My mother has. But San. My.
Oh!
My blood runs cold.
I know the band.
My blood runs cold. I lost its. Bought. It's sold. Yeah, I know it's sold. What's it sold? What's sold?
What are you trying to say, Blue? What were you saying?
Mumbling to myself. That's all.
Okay.
You got the first line.
you were doing a Timbo, right?
Yeah.
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 Even though you got the first line for
Yeah,
us.
even though you got the first line right. Yes.
No, blood runs cold. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I can hear it in my head now, but I still
I know the
can't
track,
hear
I
it
know the
properly.
band.
No, it's not that one.
No, it's not that.
No.
It's not that one. Just to throw you off. My memory has just been sold. My
Correct.
You know what is a what do you
Baby
what?
is a centerfold.
Yeah. Yes.
Well,
No,
peanuts.
Who did it? Who did it now?
That's right. My angel is a centerfold. By who? Who sang it?
J.J. Gales.
Yeah.
Who was it? Sorry.
Jay Gale's band. Yeah.
Angel is a centerfold.
Yeah.
That's the one. Yeah.
Had quite a good video, if I remember rightly.
I don't
Yeah.
think I need to play that one. People know that one, surely.
Oh, true.
All right.
Has the
I'm just going to headbang to this one, thank you.
Yeah. You know already, do you, farmers?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's... Actually, I think I had that on one of my CDs in the car the other day.
Chess. Obviously, that's a number at the end. 10, 12, 15, something like that. Something was going from my. No, I don't have any clue. Next line. Next line. Next clue. Next clue. Next clue. Whoop! Lost him.
Oh, hello.
Oh, we've lost him. He's lost.
We've
his
lost
internet.
him.
His internet's
Oh, does that mean the end of the quiz? Oh, good. I mean, oh dear. I mean,
No, it doesn't mean the end of the quiz.
damn it.
I'd have to play it back to see where we're up to. I'm sure he'll be back.
Technical issues.
Technical issues. He did drop out last week. But similarly. Last time. I keep saying last week. No, last time. So I got as far I don't know what that one was. I'd have to go backwards to find it. that would mean I'd have to go to my own YouTube channel. That's a scary thought.
Oh no.
I do have it here somewhere. So, it's in
babies.
Where's your face?
So we got as far as. Pause that. Put that up there. Oh no, I'm in the wrong bit, so you can't see it. Hang on a sec. Duplicate. And oh, these are. And then if I do this, I do that. So we got as far as this.
Yes.
Why can't I make my own channel? Oh, there we go. So, I'm sure Paul will come back on. We'll give him a minute or two. Oh, so you reckon?
Come on, there's a number in there. That almost gives it away.
Well, I would if I know what the number was. What I kiss he, because that's obviously he. It's got to be he. Can't or ho. He or ho. There's no other word that is on that second line. Much. Oh, there's your. Look, the universe just repeated itself.
Oh, whilst you're doing that, I'm just going to mute myself and listen to it because it's a good track.
Yes. It's hard to do a song quiz without the person doing a song quiz. Hopefully he returns. Oh no, Farmers is it's headbanging. See, I'm guessing it's one of those headbanging type people. I don't know. I do not know.
So
I do not know. Oh, we'll have to leave that one. We'll come back to it. I'll have to fill in time with something else. We do have, while that's going on, did you see Leo responding to Dan?
Yeah, there's not a whole lot of that one. It's just Dan, basically. Well, I mean, where's Wally actually did a sort of like a carry on with it for a minute or two. So yeah.
So this is what Leo. So just to catch up those that haven't been keeping track. Okay, Dan and Dave. Yeah, it was Dave, wasn't it? Put challenged Leo to watch the 50-minute long tour of the ISS.
Yeah, correct. So Dan did a similar challenge. Dan then did a correction because Leo wanted him to, because he refused to be called a flat earther. Then Leo said, "Oh, you still got it wrong." And then he had to do a correction of his correction.
We're up to that. So we did the.
So he's done.
Okay, just to catch us. So this is Leo responding to Dan's correct.
What I'm trying to say is that it's really not much to watch, to be honest.
I know, it's only 2 minutes.
He's trying to basically remove. He's basically trying to remove every impediment away from Leo to actually debunk the video, and he won't because he can't.
Yeah, so just putting it out so people know where that's
pretty much.
The regular viewers, the people who comment on a regular basis, okay? I want your opinion regarding this subject, because if you want me to do it, I'll do it, okay? It's up to you guys now. Because Dan had his chance to...
Yeah, all the comments on the video are saying, yes, do it. So he's got no...
What he needed to do was do a correction video and correct his misrepresentations of me. Well, he did his correction video, and he got it wrong. He didn't highlight my love of what he terms gravity and the fact it can be overcome by a gentle breeze, thus highlighting the fact the globe's scientifically impossible. Didn't highlight that, strangely enough. And when he was discussing air pressure systems residing next to a vacuum, he didn't highlight the demonstrable fact that you need solid separation. So Dan's either totally dishonest or, quite frankly, useless. Now, they're saying he's corrected it now. I don't know if he's put a link or whatever. I don't want your sloppy seconds, Dan. You should have got this right the first time round. Remember, this is you correcting yourself for your misrepresentations anyway. And you still couldn't get that right. And you're supposed to be the top boy who represents the globe pantomime online.
Oh.
But of course, you're perfectly suited for that role.
No, he's representing
because
anything.
You're a pantomime
No.
star.
Talking about.
They're all saying go for it.
Dear oh dear, he's one opportunity to correct things, and he
Yeah,
still couldn't
all of
get
them.
it
If you look
right.
at if you look at the comments in
Did
the
he do
video,
that on
everybody's
purpose?
saying yes, do it, do it, do it,
I
do
don't
it, do
know.
it.
Yeah.
Like I say, I will now leave it up to the regular viewers to decide, because obviously Dan doesn't know his
You're just
bottom
looking
from
for a
his
way
elbow.
out 'cause you don't want to do it.
So put in the comments
Yeah.
here, do you want, yes or no, whether you want me to entertain this silly
Everyone's yes
ISS
so far.
50-minute tour. Dan can't even get his corrections right. So he blew it. It's up to the viewers now. Let me know, guys.
Take the challenge. Yes, please. Yes, review it. Yep. And there's even a few suggestions of things he can pick up, supposedly.
He won't do it. I mean, he'll come on and say, "Oh, the globe's impossible," blah 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 blah, and deflect and all the rest of it. But he will not go through the video and try and look for things that supposedly prove that it was all fake. He
Not
won't.
as a whole. Not as a
He'll
whole.
do his usual stuff. Not as a whole. No, he won't. Well, he won't at any part of it, because there's nothing wrong with any of it. Literally nothing of it, because as we know, you get astronauts floating through ISS, floating through hatchways, closing doors behind them. There's even tablets and bits and pieces floating around in front of them and all the rest of it as well. I mean, it wasn't a live broadcast, so there's no lost pixels or lost data packets or anything like that. There's nothing. It's perfect recording, and it's uncut for. Well, I think it's something like about 1.5 minutes in, there is one cut, but then after that, it's like 49 minutes of no cuts whatsoever. It's just all one long
back.
shot.
Yes, I saw.
He's back. There he is.
I had a power failure, so I had to wait for everything to restart.
You had to put the ducks
Oh
back
yeah,
on.
you
had to put the ducks back on the treadmill. They got off, and you didn't have enough juice.
You have to wait for your router reset as well. Yeah.
We caught a virus from South Africa, so
Yeah, Carl's still sitting here. Yeah, I can't see anyone there saying he shouldn't do it. So I'd like to see him sort of argue that.
But he still won't. He still won't.
Yeah.
Oh, he'll find a way to wriggle out for sure.
Or either that, or he'll do one where he just picks bits and pieces and doesn't do the whole lot. That's what I'm expecting.
Or he'll just do it and say nah.
No, I think what he'll do is he'll do the usual. The globe is scientifically impossible, therefore, of course, this is fake. That's what he'll return to. He's already done that already, and he'll do it again, more or less. He won't pick up anything specific in that that ISS tour at all, because there isn't.
No, of course not. So you want to finish this quiz off or not?
Nah.
I think Farmers would say yes, but he's vanished for some reason.
Okay.
Empty chair. Maybe he's been taken up.
I think it's more likely he's gone to make more tea.
Oh.
Oh, I
Much
just realised you
more
can't
likely
hear me.
he's gone
So
to make
yes,
more tea.
let's go with that. I think Farmers is not at his station. It's your chance, Matt, to have a have him there just to show it. Oh, he's back.
Oh, damn it, he's back.
Oh, we're getting on with the quiz again.
I thought you'd been taken up.
No, I just needed more tea.
Yeah,
so if I remember, we were halfway through this one, weren't we?
Yes.
Oh, yes. I'd mute myself and listen to this.
Saw him dancing by the dancing something by the
dancing something
by the dancing something by the.
He must have been and something 17.
17. No, I don't know. That's all.
Bus was singing, putting my something or other song.
Favorite song.
My favorite song. Sounds like, is it American Pie. No, that's not American Pie, is it?
Not American Pie.
No, definitely not American Pie.
No,
No,
it's not American Pie. No,
it's nothing to do with American Pie.
Pie. No.
You can't really headbang to that.
No.
No,
Definitely not.
That was what was
Try.
in my head when I was saying it. I thought, no, I don't think.
I bet somebody's done a heavy version of it somewhere, but I've never heard it.
I saw him dancing something by the dancing town. There by I see. I saw him dancing there by the record machine.
There you go.
Starting to ring bells. It's starting to ring bells.
Nerd alert and Turing Test 2. I've got it out there.
Gosh, it took long enough.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
John Jett and the Black Hearts. I love it. All right, next one.
Yep.
This one's an easy one. Come on.
Marvellous. I think Leo Moricarelli from Frog Leap Studios has done a heavy version of that. I mean, he's even done a heavy version of the theme from Frozen.
Yeah, this one's an easy one. You'll get this one straight away.
This is
Come on.
something up. But on the done my mada. Did my time take my
yes.
Not take. Did my time took my
chances. Oh, it's the Rocky theme.
Yes,
Yeah.
you're right. But
Song.
what's it
Yeah.
called? What's it actually
can't
called?
Did my time, took my chances.
Isn't it I'm gonna fly? I'm gonna fly.
Eye of the Tiger, that's it. Yeah.
Oh, Eye of the Tiger.
Who sung it?
Can't remember who sung it. Can't remember who it was. Forgotten.
Come on, Peanuts. Who sang Eye of the Tiger?
Oh, Peanuts. You can get it.
I could tell you Peanuts, but I'm going to leave it to you. If you do, you'll be the last one here. You'd be a...
They've actually done some pretty good stuff since that, because that's...
I'll give you another clue.
That's
It's a name. It's a name of a unreality TV show.
Unreality.
Yeah, that's about right.
Yeah.
Oh, of course, them. Yes.
Anyone out there? Have you got
anyone?
No, you know,
It's Survivor. That's it.
That's the one.
That's the one.
Good
I
on
was
you.
the grey matter was working away like crazy. It's like, come on, I know it.
Oh.
This is a bit of a harder one.
No, I've got that one.
You know it?
Yep.
Okay.
Come you up? No.
Jesus
come you up. What's that? What's that word? Out by.
I like their stuff actually. They're not that. They're not that rocky. You know, they're not heavy at all.
No, they're not.
Not quite sure what pigeonhole they're going, to be honest.
One-hit wonders?
No, definitely not. No, sir.
Is it Chew You Up?
Let me just go back and have a look at their hits album. How many?
Is that last one
in
Chew
the
You
top
Up?
10?
They've got the song out there. They know what the song
She's
is.
a man eater.
Yeah.
No, it's not. Yeah. By who?
Come on, who is it? If you've still got the screenshot.
I know the song. Yeah, I know the song.
It's bottom right. It's not Fleetwood Mac. No, sorry.
Not Fleetwood.
Sure they weren't
There
a
you
one-hit
go.
wonder.
Turing Test 2. Man Eater.
All
All the
notes.
notes.
That's
All
the
notes.
Man
That's it. Yeah.
They definitely had more than one hit.
They did, yes. All right, next one.
What's your definition of a hit, I guess?
Go. What?
This one was a song and a movie.
I can have it all. Not. I can have it all. Now I'd something rather for my love. I'm dancing for my love. Sounds like something from Dirty Dancing or something.
Oh, that's
close, but no cigar, Timbo.
It's on the tip of my tongue. I know this one. I know the film. Yeah. What was her bloody name?
I know the film now. And it's Irene Cara would be the person singing.
Irene Cara is the person.
And I know the film, but we'll just give the guys a bit of a chance. Yes.
Oh shit!
Too late. That's all right. They'll get it from the. Look, I can play one note, and you'll know what it is.
One note.
I'm fairly certain I've never seen the film because that just no. Just no.
Just play that one note. Yeah, not enough.
Can't hear it.
No,
never heard anything.
Hear it.
So
can't hear that. Hang on a sec.
No, you generally can't hear music when you play it like that, Timbo. It just doesn't go across well.
It doesn't work.
Yeah,
I think I've just got to change. Yeah, that's all right. I know what I need to do if you wanted to hear it.
So I've got the song. Only artist was incorrect. It is Irene Cara.
Oh, Flashdance.
Yeah. All right. Next one. You all know this one. Come on.
We haven't got there yet. Oh, I mean. Oh, can't you see my... See? Something rather have... I got my... I get my...
I chose not to use the chorus in this one because that would have been so bloody obvious.
I ain't the... You can see me shining here. Can't you see me shining here? I got my
fucking song. Every time somebody plays this bloody band, you can guarantee it's this fucking song. It's not even the best of all.
I know.
All right. Calm down.
This has been a running joke with me and a mate of mine for years because he always said, "Oh, guess they played this group the other day. Guess what they played?" I said, "I know what they bloody played." The first track on the B side of this album is one of the best songs they ever did. But no, they always play this one.
Is it something to do with how they get height? No, I think it could be that one.
I wonder
I
which
can't
one
see you standing here. I've got my back against the record machine. I ain't the worst you've seen. I can't you see?
You're right, Nerd Alert. Farmer's Boys is not
Nerd
exactly
Alert.
a fan
I
of
am
this
a
song.
huge fan of this group, but just I get so pissed off every time I hear this song because 9 times out of 10 when they play one of
He's got it. It is indeed. That one. Where's my mouse? There we go. Yeah, Jump by Van Halen. Yeah.
Off the album 1984, which contains Hot for Teacher. Oh yeah.
This is an easy one. Come on.
I was going to say, has Timbo muted himself again?
No, I'm here. I was just playing with something. It's all right. I am here.
Really?
Something on rock and roll.
We
built this city on rock and roll.
We built this city on rock and roll.
We built this city. We built this city on rock and roll. Now, who was it?
Who was it? Yeah.
That's the trick.
Hang on.
Come on, you were talking about it earlier. Is it a rocket or is it a...
rocket ship? Oh, there you go.
Starship.
That's what we said, though. Hang on, let me just think. I'm trying to think, and you're whittering in my ear. I can't remember.
Orbital lander.
You're all shouting, man. I'm trying to think. I can't do two at the same thing.
Alan's trying to say the full name.
Meteor.
I can't remember who it is. I honestly cannot remember who it is. But I don't know who
Although I think I prefer their earlier incarnation.
There you go. Clive Wilson's got it. It's Starship.
Starship.
Jefferson Starship.
Jefferson Starship, even.
No, this one was just Starship.
Just Starship.
Yeah. All right.
A song is that
you must
four
want
letters?
to sing it.
Is it LOVE or is that meant to be 2 letters before the E?
Oh, it's supposed to be two letters there.
Okay.
Oh. Can I whistle it? Can I whistle the tune?
You must
You
want
can.
to sing. You must want to
Best one to
sing it.
sing in it. Nice
Sing it,
for me.
Sing it.
If I whistle it, it will give it away.
It will.
So I won't. Not until they got it. I can't actually remember his name.
Well, if we already got it, there's no point in whistling it, is there? No idea.
Oh yes,
You bet he's got the name of the song. Who sang it?
I can't for the life of me remember what his name is.
You might
I'm
want
not
to
gonna
sing
Google
it. No for no. Don't
worry.
Yeah,
Is
again,
it
I
Hosea?
don't know.
Be
No,
happy.
it's
No,
not,
it's not Hosea. No. That's not it. That's not it. Don't worry, be happy.
Bye.
What's his name? I can see his face.
Well, you
Well,
can
yeah,
because I'm sharing it on the screen. Of course you can.
Yeah.
I can see his face.
I wasn't looking on the screen. I was...
Bobby something.
McFerrin.
Bobby McFerrin.
Bobby McFerrin.
Bobby McFerrin.
That's the one.
That's it. There you go.
Don't worry. Be happy. There you go. That was
one of the worst song ever written.
Yeah.
Listening to that makes me want to stab myself in the eye with a knife.
Yeah.
Stop telling me to be
Hang
happy.
on, mate.
Leave me alone.
I've got just the thing.
That'll work. Yeah. Oh yeah.
You're going to have to go and put that back in the garage at some point.
What is it anyway? What is that thing?
That would make a great seat for Bev.
It's what's left of it's a sort of stake you use for putting up saplings and things. I've got a timber feature in my garden that holds the gravel in, and 2 of the uprights had rotted away. And I ideally wanted a 4-inch post, and you just can't get them. But this is like 3.5 inches. I've chopped a couple of chunks off the top already.
It'll make a good. Looks like a rocket ship.
What you mean? This is the command module.
Yeah.
It's the pointy bit at the end. Yeah.
Yeah, pointy bit. Even more pointy.
So it's one of those offcuts
Scary.
you end up with in your garage. You think, am I ever going to use this? Because I only wanted about, I don't know, sort of 8 to 10 inches worth of it. You know, chop up, cut a couple of sections off the end. But you can't find a. Yeah, I'm worried about vampires. Yeah, ideally, I want the original one. I just couldn't find them anywhere.
Farmer takes it out at night just in case it's a vampire.
Eat your heart out, Buffy, eh?
She likes Mr. Point.
I should smear some. I should rub some garlic on the end or something as well.
Or Vaseline.
Better stop playing with that thing.
That, mate, you say out of touch. It's KY. Come
on.
Hello, everyone.
Oh, no, we did that one.
Oh, I know that voice.
No, we don't do that one. I think we did that one last week. It's just about swimming in the pool, that one. But how to fake space. Do you want to know how to fake space?
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Hi, everyone. Here I wanted to show everyone how one might go about faking the globe in a graphics program like After Effects. This is usually something along the lines of what NASA would be using. Here I have the program Adobe After Effects. It allows me to take square images and such as the continents here, a square image, and wrap them around a ball. So what you would be doing is take it, for example, this image here. This is just a square image of the continents and so forth. This is a square image of the glossy layer that would sort of shine in a globe image. It's the alpha channel. This is the night sky. Every porch light in the world lighting up the sky, which is nonsense. But here's the square image, and here are different other things too. These are just diffusion layers. You're going to see this bump map. See how it looks sort of 3D? You apply this as well, that's square, and it bumps to create a 3D layer like the clouds and continents and give you the illusion of height where there's higher altitudes on the globe model. So here's another bump map that you're going to repeat. This is a fog layer that you'll see an example of here in a moment. So then we've got our stars we're going to start out with. So you'll see down here, here is my layers. All of these layers I showed you here, they're down here in the project. But one thing you don't see is we have a parallel light, we have a camera, we have an adjustment layer, and these are my haze layers, an orb and all that stuff. But what I'm using is on these layers I've created, going, layer, new, solid. I choose a solid. This is basically a solid is just a black blank slate where you build something off of. So I've built a bunch of black blank slates, and one of them holds my stars. So let me turn these off. Stars, that's what we need. Those are turned on. Now we need our globe. So I've used an effect. I applied it to this layer here, and I've gone Effect, Video Copilot, Video Copilot Orb. This is the effect I use. It's a plugin from a company called Video Copilot, who is a visual effects company who provide free tutorials teaching the average person how to use After Effects. And one of the things they've taught is how to create a globe Earth in After Effects. So if you go ahead, take a look. I'll turn on my globe. There it is. So how do I get the square image on this ball? So let's go to the effects. We'll go to
but who
maps.
would be
As you can see here,
stupid enough to put stars in the background when we know that wouldn't work?
Well, there's a few things to this. We'll get to the end of it. We'll cover a few of them.
Your maps, and you say, what's the diffusion layer? What's the glossy amount? How glossy? What does it illuminate? And what's the percentage? You see, I've already plugged these in just for time, and I'd say Earth diffuse layer, Earth gloss layer, and those are those images down here that you can see it's referencing. So there's our ball. So next, we want to turn on our cloud shadows, which it's also VC Orb. It's the same plugin. I just duplicated the layer and made changes. So I'll turn it on. There's our diffuse layer. Those are going to be our shadows from the clouds that are above. So then we're going to turn on our clouds. There's the clouds, and there's our shadow and our glow. Same effect, it's VC Orb. I'm just changing different parameters. As you can see, you have things like radius, you've got material options, what color, how much does it illuminate. Those are all very important things that, of course, define this look as being, quote, NASA's version of real, and so forth. So and you tell it which, layers to use. And all it's doing is wrapping a square image around a ball, as I keep reminding. So then you want to turn on haze. That's just this haze that's, the atmosphere type stuff. So it's seriously the same effect duplicated multiple times, and all you're doing is changing colors and changing different parameters and applying them on top of each other. So now you've got, okay, well, where's the sun in all of this, lighting one side of the Earth? Well, let's turn on the sun, or 3D light. It's right there. So once that's on, it's telling us this is where the light is going to be. You can see this light is in here. But as I go here, you turn on our adjustment layer, which is another color layer, sort of. And now let's turn on our camera. Camera's on, and once it's on, I already have some frames set of how close up I want to be zoomed in. I want to be on the dark side of Earth because the sun's shining on the other side. So it's right there. And all it is I told it that the dark side is this map that is the lights of porch lights, in America or whatever, all over the continents anyway, and the glow too. You want it to glow, so I made those orange lights glow by using a glow effect. And all it's doing is just giving the illusion that all this is lit up. So now that we have these layers turned on, this is how I made it, and I want to animate it and rotate the Earth, and this is how you do it, guys. This is how you fake things. You fake scenes. You fake photos. I want to be on the moon and zoom way out or whatever, and tell everybody, oh look, I'm on the moon and I took a photo of Earth. Let me just zoom way out. There we go. Oh, let me just do the big blue marble. There we go. Big blue marble. This is how it's done. I did not go to school for this. However, I've been doing this for over 10 years and taught myself all this stuff. But as I learned of the flat Earth, I was like, holy crap. I know exactly how to do this, and I know exactly how they're doing it. You know, when you have the interview of the guy that says, you know, it is Photoshop because it has to be. Yeah, it has to be. Absolutely. So no real mystery. And now this can also be like redefined. If you were to go to videocopilot.net, Andrew Kramer, the effects artist for that company, he does an even a breakdown of this effect in an even greater detail. It's like a 1 hour long tutorial, and all he's doing is just showing you how to do the effect. He's not saying flat earth or any of that stuff, but I was when I saw it. So this was, you know, years of me just doing visual effects and realizing that you can, man, this is not hard to do. This took me maybe 35 minutes to create this. So anyway,
yeah,
guys,
and you can tell
this
it's
is how you're being
CGI, moron.
Yeah.
Well, the thing is, he's doing it in After Effects now. The first blue marble was the After Effects didn't exist then. So how did NASA do it back then?
No, exactly. I mean, that's the thing. I mean, how many? I mean, any of the blue marble? How many of those do you actually see stars?
NASA's version
None
of
them.
real.
Not one of them.
No. You won't.
I mean, yeah, exactly. I mean, his whole argument is, I don't know what you call it, a fallacy, appeal to probability. You know, something's possible, therefore it is. You know, is that the fallacy? I don't know what you call that fallacy.
Well,
I call it appeal to probability, but.
Well, the real pertinent question is, where did he get the flat map from to wrap around his globe?
Exactly. That was going to be my next point. Yeah.
Well, that was my two things. Was first of all, yes, where did the map come from? Where did the image of the clouds come from? Then how do they get the clouds to match what people can see from the ground all the time? So if you go to, say,
I mean, look no further than Where's Wally. Where's Wally does this quite a lot. He will, you know, you get, say, images from the ISS and then match it with Himawari over the southern hemisphere with cloud patterns, and they match. You know, how is that possible? If it's all done separately, you know, with CGI, how? You know?
And
well, what he should really be turning his attention to is how can he use Adobe After Effects to make a realistic-looking map of the portrayal of the flat Earth?
Yes.
Why don't we see any CGI realistic-looking images of the flat Earth from way up high? Hey.
There's a few things. So when you go look at
So what is that fallacy called when somebody argues from like, oh, something's possible, therefore it is? What is that fallacy called? I keep forgetting what it's called.
The dumbass fallacy.
Dumbass fallacy, yeah. I call it appeal to probability is what I would call it.
And there's a few things like he's showing this. I don't think you would have ever seen NASA show this image. Because first of all, it's not real. Because when you see, this is a movie effect. This is you see in the movies, but you don't.
Because I mean, if you right, look at the reflections, for example, on the ball. When you look at the reflection looks the same on the land and on the sea on that model. It doesn't look like that.
Well, also
the lighting is just wrong. Basically,
the height of the clouds is way too high. But admittedly, if you were trying to fake it, you could correct those things. But the thing is, people are pointing it out that they're wrong because they know what it should look like, not because not because that's the way they're doing it. But yes, there's a few movie things in here, like as Alan pointed out, you wouldn't have stars because you wouldn't be able to see the stars.
Why doesn't he then go on and say, well, if they're faking it and this is what they think the Earth really looks like, does this shape explain all the other things that we see? He's sort of completely missing that part of it, isn't he?
Yeah, that's a good point. Yeah.
No, it's
with the stars thing, it's the same with the moon. But there is one way of photographing a full moon that is correctly exposed while seeing stars in the background. Do it during totality of an eclipse.
Yes.
Which is why that memed image of the solar eclipse that I put up earlier actually has some stars in the background.
Mind you, any astronomer would know straight away that these are fake stars because the sizes and position are wrong, but that's okay.
Well, yeah.
Which is one thing, because they're also repeated too, which becomes obvious. But, you know, if you're going to that effort, this isn't how you would do it. Yes, that was the one that got me, was that he's using NASA supplied images, or well, not necessarily NASA, but images from satellites, then placing them on a globe and then saying, "Oh, look, you can fake it." Well, only if you've got the information from space in the first place. Yes.
Yeah.
Because I'd like to see someone hand paint these clouds. Now, it is true that nowadays you could probably make a program that could generate something that looked like clouds. But you definitely couldn't when the Apollo missions were going. You couldn't get anything close to this. Hence, when you look at the image of what in 2001 Space Odyssey, if you have a look at what their Earth looked like compared to this, it doesn't look anything like this. Very, very different. So, what else have I got? Let's have a look. Oh, here's another. Oh, here you go. This is only a short one.
Warning ahead.
Yeah. That's just my nice filler when I'm trying. So people don't see me doing the stuff in the background. I'm sure you've seen this one before. Matt would have, at least. Well, not necessarily this one, but the discussion.
Probably. How do we know it's the same focal length?
Yes. Well, we don't. Sorry, I'll just... Not sure whether I might get hit for that one. So he's arguing because it's the same image on the same day. Therefore, it must be from different satellites. Just go back. Just pause. So the same image on the same day and saying therefore it's different, even though the satellites are different apart. I did notice in the comments on this one.
Well, so there's no context whatsoever, is there? There's no. We don't know where those two images have come from. We don't know what the cameras they've used. We've got no information at all to go on.
No, one's from Epic and one's from LRO.
Well, so he says, yeah.
Yeah.
But I mean, this
well, I'm pretty sure that if we were near a moon, very close to a new moon, and you were able to get Earth in the frame from the LRO, then that and Epic would look very similar. And then all you got to do is just scale the two images so that they look the same size.
Yeah.
And if you look at the LRO one, you can see that it does actually have a lunar horizon across the bottom of it.
Yeah, it does slightly.
I'm pretty sure that's actually really, really zoomed in. And then
it would be difficult would it, Alan? I mean, you just crop and resize until it's about the same.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
Well, I don't understand what his point is at all.
Well, someone noted it.
I've just found the high resolution version of that LRO photo. I mean, both of them that Brian's used here are so low res, it's unbelievable. When you look at the high res version, it's really quite something. Just found just Googled it, and that's the first one that came up. It was on the NASA website. Just Google I think I just Googled LRO Earth, and you go to images, and that's the first one you see.
It's that one.
Oh, there it is. Yeah, we see straight away it's cropped. There you go.
Yeah.
Immediately. There you go.
And the other one was Epic.
Yeah, and Epic actually isn't that high res. I think it's only a couple of thousand pixels square, if I remember correctly.
Let's see
if anything else, it's welcome to the globe. If you ask me.
Well, the fact that it's the same image on the same day.
Every time Brian says, "Oh, I've demolished the globe," what he's actually done is exactly the opposite. Bless him. He's demolished the globe so many times I've lost count.
Yeah. So I'd need to get the epic image on the same day, but I don't know.
Yeah. You'd have to.
I'd have to.
If you fiddle around for long enough, you would.
I'd probably find it.
Yeah.
And of course, all he's doing is repeating a meme he's seen somewhere else because he's not generated this.
No.
He's found a meme that's got these two photos posted side by side, and that's all he's done. He's just found a meme and gone, "Oh look."
Oh, that resolution.
Honestly, these people are like drones. They will just find anything on the internet and use it. Doesn't matter what you can make up any old crap, and they'll just repost it or do something with it, and without any kind of research, any kind of
context,
looking into it or doing anything like that, or any kind of context, they'll just repost without questioning it. Talking about brainwashing, Jesus, and we're brainwashed.
Yes, I was looking at the fake images here. So I could look at those images and we'd go straight away, okay, that one's not real. That one's not real. That one's not real. Okay, then we'd start to have a look at these ones and say, are those ones real? Where are they from? Can we check that they're the same?
Yeah, that's what you do. I mean, if you've got an image and you're not sure whether it's real or not, you'd do a bit of research on it, wouldn't you? You'd find out, figure it out.
Yeah.
What's going on here? Where's it from? Do an image reverse search? Blah blah blah. Different things.
Is it possible? This was what it was.
Is it possible? Yeah.
Yeah.
But no. These morons would just go, "Oh look, a meme. I'll use that," and that's it. Nothing.
Well,
no research in it.
It's not that hard to find out if the image is genuine or not, because NASA published the specifications for the camera,
right?
Mm-hmm.
So we know the focal length of the lenses. We know the size of the sensor. We know the number of pixels in the sensor. So we can very quickly work out whether or not the items we are seeing in the frame of the image, as long as we go to the original source for the image, to determine whether what we are seeing is actually the correct size.
Right.
And I've done that for quite a few photos from NASA. Oh, and of course it also helps that as long as we know the exact time it was taken, we also know how far apart the Earth and the Moon are, for example. So yeah, it becomes pretty trivial to work out the number of pixels big that the Earth should be in the photograph.
Yeah.
And I haven't noticed it being wrong yet in any that I've checked.
Is it because they're not?
Well, yes, it is because they're not.
Yeah.
But I mean, the memes always try and imply that they're not correct.
Yeah.
But haven't found one yet that is not correct within the margin of error that you get from what the size of pixels are.
There's one guy on Twitter that does a full cycle of memes that he posts in a week. He will literally, the next week, you'll find the same meme posted again, and then the following week, the same meme posted again, and then the following. And I could tell you who it is, and I could tell you there's one particular meme that I've seen him post 3 or 4 times, and no matter how many times you tell him or post in there what it is and explain it, he just does it again. He just does it again, and it's dishonesty. It's lying, is what it is. He's got a narrative, and he's just going to keep posting it. To capture people, try and brainwash people is what he's doing. He's already brainwashed himself, so he's trying to brainwash everybody else around him.
I saw Mr. Hawkins put out a video this morning, my time. I think I was still asleep.
Right.
Poor old boy. He keeps trying and trying. He doesn't seem to be getting the success that he thinks he deserves. Brian Leakey had put out a video saying, I think it was on about the, was it the Star Series or something like that you can see it all the way through the year. And he's using Stellarium to say, look, here it is. You can see it in March, April, May, June, July. You can see it all through the year. And he's showing it there. Rainchy50 did exactly the same thing and said, look, you can see it every month of the year. And then, as Sean pointed out, notice what you can't see. They turned the atmosphere off. So when they're pointing out that, look, you can see it every month of the year, yet what, during daylight? As soon as you turn the atmosphere back on, you can't see it because it's only above the horizon during the day. So you can't see it. This debunks the globe Earth. No, it just shows that you're lying. Or if not lying, then just so bloody ignorant as to what the atmosphere does. Why don't we see stars during the day? Because the sun's up. And we've got an atmosphere in the way that we can now see because the sun's up. You know, I mean, are they willfully ignorant and dishonest, or just fucking stupid? Or both?
Well, speaking of that,
I have to admit, nearly been caught with that on Stellarium. Forgetting I'd turned the atmosphere off.
Because Sean keeps saying at the start, he's showing Brian's video and he's saying, what can't you see? What can't you see? Then he shows Rachel's video and exactly the same thing. What can't you see? So he opens up and goes, click, put the atmosphere on. No, you can't see this star during certain months at certain times because it's daylight. We can't see stars during the day. We only just see the bloody moon, to be honest. Certainly can't see the stars because the sun's up.
Right. Well, having said that, I think it's time we did an IQ test, don't you?
An IQ test?
Yeah. Ready?
I've got some.
No, I've got one. It's up on the screen.
I've got some IQ.
This is IQ test for Globies.
Oh, no. There's no maths involved.
It's by Iron Horse, so no, it won't be any...
Oh, Flat Earth Aussie Jesus.
Oh, our friend from one time, was it a 12-hour marathon conversation we had with him?
All right, okay.
With his,
Might have been, yeah. Oh God.
Where he told us of his device for free energy, because he was going to take a tube and turn it into a toroid, and then put an electric fan in there to blow the air around, and then put a whole load more of turbines in there to generate electricity.
Yeah, to keep the fan power.
Electricity, electricity that would then drive the first fan and have surplus, because you'd put in a couple of dozen.
Oh yes, I remember that. I remember.
Yeah, I remember that now.
Yeah.
Right. Friction. Oh, sorry.
Yeah. Well, because his view was, if the fan is blowing the air around, the air's got to keep moving.
Yeah. If only it was that simple, all of our energy woes would be over.
Indeed.
It would, yes. Oh, I can't. I'm trying to give a spanner to Earth's life. Unfortunately, the hearts are in the way. How do you get rid of the hearts? I can't get to the... Hang on.
That was, that was it, mate. It was Orion. I couldn't remember which one it was. But yeah, you can see Orion all year round. Really? What? Through the atmosphere? Well, you can if you turn it off.
Sorry. Distracted for a sec. Yeah. Oh, no, yours is...
What was it,
yeah,
squirrel?
It's all good. It's all good. Okay, ready. So you're ready for the IQ test?
It's officially late enough that I should have a glass of wine in my hand now. Do I need alcohol to withstand this?
Unusual.
Hang on.
Cleaning up all the pots and stuff. got some more potatoes too out of the garden, some little ones. I've still got lots of the big ones left. And I'm slowly cleaning up the kitchen because I do it every week, whether it is or not. Now this, look at this. See this? It's a wooden spoon. Okay, it's not even a spoon. It's like a spaghetti strainer. And when I first put it into the sink, the water level of the pot was below the water level of the sink, which it is now. You can see, like, it's that level there is higher than that level there. Watch as I add more hot water to the pot until the pot level becomes above the level of the water in the sink. It floats.
Yeah.
It floats now. Before it was sitting down there, now it floats. I've probably got a bit too much water in. It's a bit warm, but it's okay. I'll let some out of the sink, not too much. Bernie. Ow, ow. See how it's floating?
Because it was caught on the edge?
It's not sinking.
Oh.
No.
Now, I pour water out of the pot until the water level outside of the pot is lower. It's about the same. I make it a little bit lower. So the water level in the sink is much higher. And look, the pot wants to float too, but the spoon sinks to the bottom. Put more water in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
More water in.
Yeah, hang on, Alan.
Put more water in.
Less buoyancy.
Okay, so the pot sinks. It's basically sitting on the bottom. This won't float. One more time to prove my point. More water in.
Yeah, because you've got less water, so less buoyancy.
Okay,
What?
It's not floating. It's sitting on the bottom. Okay, no trick photography here. Put more water in.
What?
Slowly.
What was he trying to prove?
Things are puzzle flirt.
The same level as the sink. That's the height to the bottom of the sink.
Oh dear.
That's the height to the bottom of the pot. Let it sit. The bubbles are kind of hiding it. I don't want the bubbles to hide it. It's sitting on the bottom, okay? Like push. Goes down the bare minimum. Put more water in again to get it above the external level, and it floats.
It's just because there's more water, there's more
How can that
buoyancy.
be? It's in the pot. It's contained. Same amount of water. It's sitting in at the bottom. It comes up and floats.
Here we have a grown man
Put
playing
there,
in the
it
sink.
floats.
Yeah.
Put in there. It floats.
Something I'm sure most people did when they were
Water
ickle.
out again.
Yeah.
And it sinks to the bottom.
Oh no, your saucepan's trying to float as well.
Because there's
water.
less water, you fucking idiot.
The density of the water in the pot cannot make it float.
No.
In the sink, it can float.
Oh,
The fuck?
Oh dear. You should have provided a facepalm warning for this one, Timbo.
Oh, dear me.
There you go. See, IQ test. Work that one.
I need a drink.
Just to clarify, if you took all the water out, guess what? It doesn't float.
Oh, no. What if you could confuse them even more and actually take the pot out of the sink? That would confuse them even more, wouldn't it?
Yeah, that was the other thing.
Oh,
Is
dear.
Being in the sink has got absolutely nothing to do with the fact that
Nothing to do with it, yeah.
He hasn't worked out. Obviously, as the water gets up, more of the wood is in the water. And when it gets to a point where there's enough water in the water that it floats, it floats.
Yeah.
I mean, the fact that he's put it in the sink and it just floats wonderfully is just gone past him completely. He's not spotted that at all, you know.
So if you wanted to confuse him, what if you used a pot that was big enough to fit the whole spoon in? And then put the whole spoon at the bottom. And then as soon as you put any water in it, it would float. Or if you emptied the sink and took the pot out, and then put it in. Yeah.
That's what I was saying. Just put the pot on the side. You had to take it out of the sink. You know what?
And you sitting
Oh
wonder why they.
dear, I
come up
didn't
with some of
realise
the-
he was. I didn't realise he was this dim. But Jesus Christ!
Come on, this is the guy who said the moon was what was it now? A helium bubble excavated from the Grand Canyon.
Oh no, wasn't that was Pete Shea, wasn't it?
No,
that was this guy.
Oh,
It was this guy, Pete Shea. Pete Shea is all about the 1 trillion dodo and all the rest of it. No, it was this guy who said that the moon was excavated from the Grand Canyon and was put up there by the giants.
Yes.
Yeah. Thrown up there by the giants.
That's it, thrown up. I mean, he's a clear example to children around the world everywhere not to do drugs.
Yes, I've seen a few
This
of
is
his.
what it does to your brain.
I've seen a few of his videos, but that one was like I had to play that one.
We sat on Gems. We sat on Gems Discord quote. It was a few years ago now, and we were talking about Flat Earth Aussie Jesus as he was known then.
Yeah.
And it was established actually. People were talking to him. He's had a pretty screwed up life. He's got a lot of mental health problems, and it shows.
Yeah.
It really does. In some ways, I kind of feel sorry for him, but in a lot of ways, it's just, oh my word.
I know some people have called him Gandalf because I think, because of this one. That's what he looks like.
He
Yeah.
he is, as they used to say in Viz magazine, completely hat stand.
Yeah, completely bonkers.
Yeah, and you'll find that there are a small select group that are just really just go, what the? Did you just say they're so out there that you do actually have genuine mental issues?
Yeah,
And
yeah.
he's one of them.
He does.
And Dodo's another one.
Yeah.
Yeah, not just saying, oh, you're mental for the sake of it, but they do actually have. And I know there was a few times in the past with Pete where people were concerned and were trying to get people to go around and look at him because he was off his meds. These are the sort of people that have to take medication, either do or have at some point, and they're the ones that come out with these, seriously out there ideas and theories like Flat Earth Aussie Jesus does. I still can't bring myself to call him Iron Horse. That's just stupid.
No, he's always been known as Flat Earth Aussie Jesus.
Aussie Jesus, yeah.
For that for a number of years.
I wouldn't be surprised if Lindsay's on meds.
It wouldn't surprise me either because he's another one. He's off with the fairies, isn't he? He's out there. Oh, nobody else says this but me. Yeah, and you'd never stop to think why. But they don't seem to be able to analyse themselves, do they? Oh, it's not me, it's everybody else.
Yes,
right.
That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's classic, isn't it?
Let me just see if this jacket will fit you. The one with the optional long arms.
Earth is Life has suggested this one, which is a Brian Leakey one. When did he put this one?
I think
this was a month
probably the
ago.
one I was about. Yeah.
This was a month ago, so this one. Have you seen this one?
Oh, it looks familiar.
I didn't.
But we've probably seen it a million times before anyway with other flirts. Anyway,
yeah, I don't think I played it at the time, but it's a must-see video. See, stars 0% destroy the globe. I mean, is it meant to be 1%?
Oh well, you can see where he's going to go here, can't you? You can see that.
Yeah.
About Orion being seen too long during the year. Like I showed maybe 10 and a half months, because it's claimed that Orion can't be seen like during the summer because it's on the opposite side of the sun. So this has to do with
we say during summer,
with
right?
parallel sun rays. So there should be a few months out of the year where no matter where you're at on Earth,
don't you mean
Orion
winter?
should not be seen.
Where you are.
At the very least, you could try and you could say 6 months, but even given the globe the benefit of the doubt,
must
a
be
few months no matter what.
Southern Hemisphere diagram.
So I've got some new and improved evidence where you could see it somewhere on Earth
New and
all
improved.
throughout the year. And remember, Orion is an equatorial constellation. It's directly above the equator. But I've got comments from Earth is Life and Flat Earth Math. Well, I'll let you see the comments. But look, this is from the old video, a little clip. But for those with short attention spans, just skip to the end and look at stellarium. You can see it throughout the entire year.
Let's talk about the ever-changing window for observation. Orion is a seasonal constellation, meaning it will only be visible or partially visible during certain seasons. It's regarded as a winter constellation because during the winter it completes the full visible cycle from east through south to west. As winter transitions into spring, it only becomes visible in the south and sets in the west. From mid-spring through to summer, it's not visible at all. The constellation becomes visible again in the late autumn, appearing in the east and disappearing into the south until winter.
That's the same thing Bob, the science guy, told me, and McToon referred to, that you can't see it during the summer. Can't see Orion during the summer. But there's conflicting information all over the place.
Welcome to the Introduction to Astronomy. One of the things that I like to do in each of my introductory astronomy classes is to begin the class with the astronomy picture of the day from the NASA website that is apod.nasa.gov/apod. And today's picture for July the 6th of 2020, well, it is titled M43, Dust, Gas, and Stars in the Orion Nebula. Greetings and welcome to the Introduction to Astronomy. One of the things that I like to do in each of my introductory astronomy classes is to begin the class with the astronomy picture of the day from the NASA website that is apod.nasa.gov/apod. And today's picture from March the 29th of 2020, well, it is titled The 212-Hour Exposure of Orion.
Yeah, the whole thing's
Greetings
blurry.
and welcome to the Introduction to Astronomy. One of the things that I like to do in
Anyway, I'll spare you all the pictures of the day, but that was part of my old video. But I showed random months where the Globers claimed it wasn't visible. And look at some of these comments I got. So this is from Flat Earth Math saying the photo was not taken in June. The caption ends, you know, blah, 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 blah. And either way, did he even look into this? Because this would be a globe killer. And
I think he did.
apparently
That's why
he
he's
didn't.
pointing it out.
And then look, this is from Earth is Life. LOL, I caught this earlier this morning. I'm thinking of making a video about this to demonstrate Brian's failure to research properly. So my failure to research properly.
Earth is Life.
And
You've been called it.
so
You can make a
remember
video.
that, Earth is Life, for what's coming up. I'm going to show you
If you've got a
who
video, send me a link,
researches
we'll play it.
properly and who doesn't. This is from Jacko A. Trades. Do you really assume that a picture
But that
of the day is actually taken that very day, Brian? Seriously?
He's alleged
Like,
that
oh,
he
like,
researches
no.
properly.
He alleges he always searches properly. Yeah.
Yeah, well, because he just said to Beeble, Earth is Life, you know, I remember this, you know, about researching properly. Yes, we're listening and remembering, Brian, about researching this properly.
Yeah.
Turning that.
Yeah, exactly as the comment says there. Do you really assume the picture of the day is actually taken that very day, Brian? No, it's not. I mean, NASA released images that could have been taken months or even years before. It
Some of them
doesn't
take
matter.
a while to,
It's not totally
take a while to form too. So yeah.
Of course you can't see Orion during the summer months. And here's F.E. Dogma. Orion is behind the sun right now on June 11th. Bet you can't post a photo of Orion taken today. Well, let's see, F.E. Dogma. Let's see who researches properly. Here's Orion.
Is it again?
In January. I just skip a month. There it is in February. This is Stellarium. Above the horizon. Here it is in March. Here it is in April. And there's May. Orion above the horizon. And there's your June, buddy. You want to see it in June? There's your Orion above the horizon in June. July. August. September.
So that's middle of the day. Oh,
October.
well, it's 5 o'clock. That's 3 o'clock. So
November.
Yeah, I had one there that was 7 o'clock in the morning.
Not least,
yeah.
December. So all that shit that they talked in their own model.
That's a long way.
Shows
away.
it.
That's
So the sun's rays cannot be parallel.
Yeah, if you rewind back a little bit, I could have sworn I saw a couple that were like 7 or 8 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah. There was some middle of the day, I thought.
Yeah.
So it's 8 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah, 7:50. There you go.
Yeah.
More or less. Yeah, and it's right. It's literally right at the horizon. You're not going to see that. You just not.
Round here at that time of the day, the sun would have been above the horizon for like 2.5 hours.
Right.
Yeah. Oh, why can't he get closer to the actual year that we are? Not that it matters, but it's like 2025. Surely you could pick the act this year.
Yeah.
Or the year that... It's just fun. Not that it matters, but it's just sort of like...
Yeah.
Let's pick times. So, yes. There you go. So that's what I want to do.
I got some...
Nick into Stellarium and turn on atmosphere and see if you can see it. There you go. He could have made an animation of it if you really wanted to, but I don't know, that might be a little bit too hard for him.
Information.
Earth is life. Brian's video. Yep, we got that one. Oh, get out of it, cat. Oh, okay, now I don't have cats in my face. Now, what was I doing? Oh, that's what we're going to do. We were going to have a proper quiz. Paul.
Quiz. Indeed.
Yeah. Let me run back to here. There we go.
There you go. There's a proper quiz.
That's
oh yes.
Bodies in motion.
Yeah.
Okay, you don't. Okay,
Yeah.
how many of those were brunettes? Oh, you can see it in it. Sorry,
What, real
You can
brunettes?
I just realised because I was doing it out there, but you can still see it in here. Anyway,
One of them was definitely a real brunette because I could see her roots when I dragged my eyes up that far.
All righty, here we go then. Okay. Medium quiz today, not terribly hard. Okay, question 1. The formatting program TeX and original Macintosh operating system were written in it.
Oh,
Confused.
I was going to say binary.
C.
No, not C. No.
Machine code.
No. Based upon the Algol language, its author also developed Modular 2 and Oberon.
I think it's Pascal, wasn't it?
Are you asking me or are you giving an answer?
I think it's the answer, I think.
Early implementations of it compiled into an intermediate code form that could be run using virtual machines on many platforms. Not Fortran, not Cobol 2, and not Fleetwood OS. Oh, dear. Identified as procedural, strongly typed language invented by Nicholas Worth that is used mainly for instruction. And Brian Stevens, you were second to Matt, who got it right.
And Pascal.
It is Pascal.
Yeah, Pascal. Yeah.
God, I had to learn Pascal in the first year of my university degree and then stop using it and learn C for the rest of the 2 years.
I only remember that because I remember I was having a conversation with somebody or listening to a
We used
conversation.
Pascal and Fortran.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They were talking about Macintosh and Pascal and stuff. Yeah. So.
I never learned Pascal. I did do Fortran, but I never do Pascal.
I did both. Okay, here you go. Given a CGS unit from physics, name the SI unit it corresponds to. So, if I tell you an erg, what unit in the SI system is the erg? The erg is the CGS name. What's the SI name for the same quantity?
The erg. I'll get these ergs.
It's an erg. The erg is energy, isn't it? So it's probably going to be like a joule.
It is that unit, and you're right, Timbo. It is the joule. Well done.
Well played. Well played.
Okay.
Bar.
What's that one?
What's that? Don't know that one.
Yeah, that's the CGS unit. What's the equivalent SI unit?
What's that? I don't even know what that is.
That's what it's measured in. Kilograms per meter per second squared.
A force or pressure or what's pressure measured in?
Anyone know?
Pascal's got a guess? Total guess?
Oh, Matt, second time.
No
Pascal.
way. That was a total guess. That was just a complete stab in the dark.
That's going on the
You're
list
talking about
of
energy.
Fleetwood Mac.
and no, Matt.
What
the answer
answer
to
can
all
I
of the
give?
questions.
It's either Fleetwood Mac or Pascal.
Yeah, the answer to the rest of the questions isn't Pascal.
Yeah, I was thinking that.
All right.
Oh, no way.
The Dine.
Dine.
Turing test and Nerd Alert also had Pascal.
What's the SI unit? Yeah. What's the SI unit for Dine?
Rotodine, dynamometer.
Dynamometer. kg millimeter squared.
Kilograms, meters per second squared.
That's oh, we've got a barometric pressure out there. So Newton.
It is a Newton. Kilograms being mass and meters per second squared being accelerated, F equals ma. It's the Newton, yes.
Oh.
Yeah. All right. The Gauss.
Gauss.
What's the SI unit for the Gauss?
Gauss. That's Gauss is magnetism, not electricity. What is it?
Kilograms per second squared per ampere.
Henry?
Is it named after somebody? So who did?
Well,
What?
most of these are
no, it's
named
not going to
after
be a what?
somebody.
Yeah. Who else? Tesla?
There you go. Clive Wells and Nerd Alert.
Oh,
Tesla.
Tesla. The Tesla, yeah. And your last one, the Franklin.
Oh, the Franklin. That's going to be
Yeah.
keys.
Heard
Keys,
this.
isn't it?
I've heard this. I've heard this. I have no idea though.
Isn't that a US currency?
It's a river in Tasmania.
He'll be on. I'm sure he's on to it.
I'm going to have a guess that it might have something to do with electrical fields.
Yeah,
Is it something like combo or something? Or I don't know. Combo?
Second amperes.
Combo? Coomba?
It's going to be something. What's a
And
charge? Coulomb.
Nerd Alert is right. It's
Coulomb.
the
Oh,
Coulomb.
Coulomb.
Yeah.
Coulomb. Oh,
Yeah,
it wasn't far
well
off.
done. Well
Yeah,
done.
Coulomb.
Yeah. There you go.
Okay. Well
Okay, name these astronomers from their contributions to science.
Oh.
A. This is pretty easy, except for the last one. I don't know whether you get the last one. Generally credited with discovering the redshift of the universe. His constant relates the speed at which galaxies are receding to their distance.
I
Who
know
was
that
it?
one. Isn't that Hubble?
I should know. I should know that one.
Is it Hubble? Yeah.
Hubble. Yeah, Hubble. Yeah.
Yeah,
Only
it
because
is
I
indeed
know
Edwin
the
Powell Hubble.
Only because of the telescope, I wouldn't have got it otherwise.
Yeah.
All right, B. His work, The Dragons of Eden, was a Pulitzer Prize for non-fiction, as well as hosting the 13-part PBS series Cosmos. He also advocated adding the golden record to the Voyager space probes.
Carl Sagan.
Carl Sagan, indeed.
Sagan, of course.
It was, yeah.
Brilliant series that was.
Hail Sagan.
Oh, Hail Sagan.
Hey, Sagan.
Yeah. And C,
Absolute.
in 1967, he invented twistor theory, penned the work The Emperor's New Mind, and contributed to astrophysics by his work on black holes with Stephen Hawking in the 1970s.
Okay.
Who was it?
I know this.
Well, Clive Wells will get this one then, won't he?
Oh.
It was this guy.
Oh, he looks familiar.
He does look familiar.
There you go. Clive Wells has it. It is indeed Roger Penrose.
Penrose.
Yeah.
Wouldn't have got that.
All right.
Penfold. Oh.
Identify these things in common with planets and gravity. All right.
This
These
understand?
three laws define the orbits of planets as ellipses, imply that a planet moves
Kepler.
fastest when closest to the sun. Oh, at least let me get the question out.
He
And
just-
demonstrates that
wanted
the
to get
square
into
of a
it.
planet's
just wanted to get
period of orbit is proportional to the cube of its radius of orbit. And the answer was blue.
Kepler.
Yeah.
Kepler's law. Yeah.
Kepler's laws of planetary motion. Yeah. All right. Tidal forces begin to tear an orbiting body with zero tensile strength apart. At this limit, at which the gravitational attractions of a parcel of the satellite to the satellite itself and to its planet are in equilibrium. What is this thing?
The Roche limit.
Indeed it is. It is the Roche limit. Well done, Alan. Okay, third one.
Rocking the day.
This envelope around an orbited body, named for an American astronomer, approximates the gravitational influence of the two bodies, considering gravitational perturbations caused by a planet and moon and the centrifugal force experienced by a reference point with the moon's angular frequency.
Pascal.
What is this called? Not going to work this time, Matt. Not going to work this time.
I haven't got a clue.
Is it to do with orbits? No.
I haven't got a Scooby. Could be right, Timbo. This envelope around the orbited body, named for an American astronomer, approximates the gravitational influence of the two bodies. Considering
to give you a, I don't know whether you know of it, but like to orbit around a planet or a moon or something, the orbiting object must be within this thing. So, for instance, if something's close enough to the Earth or within this sphere, then it'll orbit the Earth. But if it's outside of it, then it'll probably orbit the Sun instead. Do you know what that's called?
Gravitational.
I can't think of a person's name.
So if something's close enough to the moon, it'll orbit the moon. But if it gets a certain distance away from the moon, it'll probably orbit the Earth instead of the moon.
Oh, is it lost? It's not Lagrange. It's got nothing to do with Lagrange points.
Not Lagrange. Not Lagrange points. No.
I'm guessing the picture gives it away, doesn't it, Paul? Because
kind of does.
Because it says it on there.
Well, it's pretty hard to read. It does.
It says Hill sphere on there.
It does, doesn't it? And that's what it is. It's the Hill sphere.
Oh,
yeah.
Never heard that one.
You've got to be within the hills. You've got to be within the Hill sphere for an object to orbit a system. So if you take, for instance, the Earth Moon system, then if something's close enough to the Earth, it'll orbit the Earth. All right.
Yeah.
If it's closer to the moon, if it's within the moon's Hill sphere, it will orbit the moon instead of the Earth. Yeah. But if it's outside of the moon's Hill sphere, it will orbit the Earth instead of that. If it's outside the Earth's Hill sphere, it'll orbit the Sun instead of the Earth, if you get what I mean. Yeah.
And I've looked it up. Okay. George William Hill is the astronomer.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. Okay. Question 5. These were first discovered in 1825 when Friedrich Wöhler was experimenting with cyanic acid.
Cyanic acid.
Berzelius, however, introduced the term and first described the phenomenon.
These were. That's what's throwing me. These were. Don't know yet. I'll see if we get it.
Not polymers. No, not polymers. Some different forms of these are the structural kind and the stereo kind. And some examples include propanoic acid and methyl ethanoate, urea and ammonium cyanate, and butane and isobutane. That should give it away.
Yeah,
what are these things? Not super glue, not polymerizations, not cyanoacrylates. Give this term that denotes two molecules with the same chemical formula and bonds, but are arranged differently and have different properties. What did you say, Timbo?
I can't remember what I said. Oh, nice cup of tea. I was just reading from the chat. Sorry. Yeah.
But Nerd Alert was right. They are
Isomers.
indeed.
Yeah.
Isomers, yeah.
I read that from Nerd Alert. I didn't say that. So.
Yeah. Same chemical formula, but different arrangement of atoms, and so therefore can have different properties. Yeah. All right. Question 6. Its existence was first postulated in 1950 by the man for whom it would be named, who had earlier determined the rotation of the Milky Way.
Oh. Its existence. Oh. I'm trying to think of named after somebody. Go. Yeah.
It extends 3 light years from the sun, which is considered to be the extent of the sun's gravitational field. What is it?
What's the word?
Typical noontime temperatures are 4 degrees above absolute zero. Not Mick Fleetwood. Well, we've got 2 answers out there.
Oort cloud. I'm going to go with Oort cloud.
Oort cloud.
Yeah, you'd be right.
Cloud?
It is. It's the Oort cloud, but you were beaten by Clive Wells.
Oh, was I just about?
Yeah. Total mass of material inside it is estimated to be 40 times that of Earth. Name this area that surrounds the planetary field, a collection of comets and the fringes of the solar system.
Yeah, that would have given
it.
it.
Cloud.
Oort
Yeah.
cloud.
All right. Name these Namco arcade games that you might have stumbled across in previous decades.
Namco arcade games.
This will see whether you're a gamer or not.
Yeah.
All right. This 1993 racing game spawned several arcade sequels and home console sequels, which in the latter group included Revolution and Type 4.
No, ring a bell. Can't think what it's bloody called.
Trying to think. Is it something like something racer?
No.
Ridge Racer. Is it Ridge Racer?
Need for Speed or Ridge Racer? Need for Speed? No.
Ridge. I'm going to go with Ridge Racer. I think it was Ridge Racer. I think, but I don't know.
Well done, Matt. It was
Ridge.
Yes. Ridge
Yes.
Racer. Yeah.
I had it.
I didn't play Ridge.
I had it on.
Just take the car for a spin.
I had it on one of my game consoles. I think, if I remember rightly, back in the 90s. I think. Yeah.
All right, the next one. This shooting game is considered innovative for its use of a timer and a foot pedal that, when released, allowed players to duck behind objects.
Resident Evil?
Not Resident Evil, no.
Not familiar with a game that had a foot pedal.
Timer and a foot pedal.
Yeah, no, there's a couple of those. What was the first?
Objects. Never heard of it.
It's a first-person shooter. Resident Evil. What else was there?
No, I only played Medal of Honor and Call of Duty.
No, don't know. No idea. Rings no bells at all.
Let's see if the peanuts can get it.
Was it something like Time Crisis? Is that the name of the game? That also had a foot pedal, that I can remember.
Just giving the peanuts a chance.
Yeah. Sorry, I'm just thinking loud.
But you're right, it was Time Crisis.
Yeah.
Well done.
I know that one.
And the last one, an early arcade port for the PlayStation. This futuristic tank-style game featured twin joysticks and head-to-head play.
No.
Yeah, it's one of those light gun games. Yeah. Sorry, that was the previous one, not this one.
Nerd alert for the previous one. Truth's modified sniper.
Yeah. About right.
Does
That
anyone
sounds
know?
a bit like Battlezone.
Not Battlezone. No.
No. It's ringing bells, but I just cannot. I cannot think what it is.
Well, there's a few games like that. I'm just trying to think. It's not gonna. It's not gonna be like World
Yeah,
of
that's-
Tanks.
that's-
because that's more recent.
That's it down at the. That's it down on the bottom right there. I do recognise that, but I have no clue what it's called. No clue.
See if the peanuts
Farming
know
simulator.
what it is.
Boring with that.
Farming simulator.
Real life farming's boring most of the time, let alone simulating it. Bloody hell.
My grandson.
All right, it seems like I've puzzled you with this.
loves watching YouTube videos of Farming Simulator because he loves the tractors.
Well, yeah, they can be impressive bits of kit. But
3-year-olds
let's not get off
fixated
track.
on tractors.
Let's not get off track. What's the answer? Paul?
Nah, it was
Cyber Sled.
Cyber Sled.
I don't know. Cyber Sled.
Never heard of that one.
Yeah.
Haven't heard
There
of that.
you go. Oh, there you go. Okay.
I have a feeling all those games are far later than anything I might have ever played.
Yeah.
All right. Couple of easy ones coming up here. Name the physicist based on the achievements. Italian, responsible for wireless telegraphy.
Oh, no, hang on. Marconi.
Marconi.
Giuliano
Anyone
Marconi.
knows? That's the one. Yeah.
Jim.
Guglielmo Marconi. Yeah.
No, he's known as Jim to his mates, honestly.
Yeah. The discovery of this namesake scattering demonstrated the particle concept of electromagnetic radiation.
He made bicycles as
Rayleigh.
well. It's called Raleigh. Sorry, Raleigh.
Not
Raleigh.
Raleigh. Not Raleigh. No.
You got a Raleigh drifter.
Rally scattering's when the car
Not-
comes off the
it's
track.
not
and
Rayleigh.
runs away.
No.
Not Raleigh. Oh, all right.
No, it's
Not Rayleigh. The question properly. The discovery of his namesake scattering demonstrated the particle concept of electromagnetic radiation.
Particle concept.
It is this guy, not Mick Fleetwood.
Dad. Pascal.
Not Rayleigh.
Not
Not,
Pascal.
Curie. Not Pascal.
What other scattering is there?
There are lots of other kinds. Not me. No. Not Rutherford. No. It was done particularly with X-rays. X-rays and particles was the first time it was done.
Dave Grohl.
You scatter an X-ray off a particle, and the outgoing X-ray
Are we
has
just
a
trying to
different
mention drummers
frequency.
now? Nick Mason.
No,
I don't know. I don't know who he is.
I don't know.
you don't know. You don't know this one. Okay, I was just giving the Peanuts a chance to see if they could come up with it. No,
No.
no. It is Arthur Compton. Compton scattering.
Who?
Ah. Well, there
Never
you
heard of
go.
him.
Yeah. That was a big advance in physics at the time.
Oh.
Yeah. Okay. Last one. Hans Falkenhagen had also discovered the neutron at the same time as this man, but modestly declined to share the Nobel Prize with him. What an idiot.
Yeah. No, you're fine. You can have it. What?
You can have it. Whatever you say.
Yeah. So who got the Nobel Prize for discovering the neutron? Who was it?
It was me, obviously.
It was what? Pascal.
No, it's
Yeah.
Mick Fleetwood, actually.
Come on, he discovered the neutron.
He just drumming's his second job.
His first name was James.
Maxwell?
Chadwick.
No. But yeah, well done, Blue. It was indeed James Chadwick. Yeah.
Oh, not James Earl Jones then, the voice of.
It was not Darth Vader. No.
Benny Anderson. Andy Neutron.
Benny Anderson. ABBA.
The uncle of fellow Nobel laureate Subramanian Chandrasekhar, and his namesake effect is the inelastic scattering of a photon that creates or annihilates an optical phonon. Who was this guy?
As they would say in Northern Ireland, that's your man. Your man. Your man.
Your man?
Your
Chadwick.
fella. Yeah, your fella. No, not that fella, the other one.
I know this one, I think, because of when I was looking up scattering. Raymond?
Yeah. Yeah, can you say his first name?
No.
Why not?
Because I only looked up scattering names.
I want to hear it.
Oh, yeah.
C.V. Raymond or Chandrasekhar Venkata Raymond. What was his name? Yeah, Raymond.
Raymond.
All right. Stuff about thermodynamics now. All right.
Oh, God.
It states that entropy of a pure, perfect crystalline substance approaches zero at absolute temperature.
That's nice of it. And?
Right.
Whatever it is, states.
What about thermodynamics is this?
It states the entropy of pure effect crystalline. What states that? What states?
Well, you've got 4 of them to choose from. Which one is this?
This one has got to be solid.
It's not the zeroth law, Judy. No.
No.
There you go. Clive Wells has got it. It's the third law.
Third law.
The third law of thermodynamics, or as Clive says, the third law of thermal dynamics. Yeah. All right. B. Energy can be converted from one form to another, but cannot be created or destroyed, or change in energy equals heat plus work. What is this in thermodynamics?
Isn't that the first one?
Isn't the first law is the conservation of energy?
Yeah, it's the first.
The first one?
Yeah. It is indeed. It's the first law of thermodynamics. And C. This thought experiment posits a container of gas partitioned into 2 equal sides, each side in thermal equilibrium with the other. It resolves an apparent violation of the second law of thermodynamics by relating entropy to information.
I was going to say entropy, but that's obviously not it.
No.
No.
I don't know. What's that, Clive?
I think his cat walked across the keyboard again.
Maxwell's demon.
Nerd alert. Well done, nerd alert.
Yeah, I was about to say Maxwell's demon.
It is. It's the Maxwell's demon experiment, thought experiment. Yeah. All right, and your last question. Their fourth album, Katie Lied, marked transition from conventional rock band to hardcore studio artists. Who?
Hang on, I thought this was the medium hard quiz, not the music quiz.
I don't know. Be some person.
They took their name from a steam-powered dildo in The Naked
I know
Lunch.
that one. Steely Dan?
Yeah, I know that one. That gives it away.
Yeah.
It does, doesn't it?
Yeah, I know that one.
They came into prominence again with Two Against Nature and Everything Must Go, but recorded most of their hits in the 1970s. Name this band, led by Walter Becker and Donald Fagen, and famous for songs like Dirty Work, Ricky Don't Lose That Number, Do It Again, and Reelin' in the Years. It is indeed. Everyone's got it.
Steely Dan.
Nerd alert. It's not Fleetwood Mac. It is Steely Dan.
That has got to be one of the best origins for a group name ever. Why are you called Steely Dan? Well, it goes like this.
Well, yes. That's where where the Barbie doll comes from too. Used to be a sex doll.
And there you go. That was
Thank you very much. You reminded me that I must go back and listen to my Steely Dan again.
Yes, you must.
That wasn't too hard.
For that. Thanks for both those quizzes, Paul. I'm very appreciative of those.
Yeah, good stuff there.
I think, just looking at my list of things here, we need to do some Globus stuff. So, how about we've got? Did anyone listen to Toon's Challenge? I think this is Toon's Challenge.
I will pay Flat Earth.
Yeah, here we go.
Oh, yes.
It's only 6
Perfect
minutes.
thing,
It's only 6 minutes, so I'll put this on.
There's $10,000 to beat gravity at its own game, and it will cost them nothing to try. So be sure to send this to any flat earther that tries to claim that gravity is fake, because this is their chance to put my money where their mouth is. If the Earth were flat, the mass of the Earth would collapse it into a globe due to gravity. This alone ends the idea of flat Earth. But some flat earthers are aware of this. Since flat earthers start with the conclusion that the Earth is flat, they must reject mass-to-mass attraction to keep their fantasy alive. The process flat earthers use is called science denialism. They spend a large amount of time rejecting gravity, claiming it's just a theory. Of course, the law of gravitational attraction is a law. It's in the name. And calling something a theory is not a refutation anyway. A theory in science is a broad explanation for a wide range of phenomena that's been confirmed in many experiments. If you want to show that gravity is wrong, you need to show that gravity is wrong. Playing words games is not how science is done. Flatties spend all their time denying gravity because they have a much larger problem that they are desperately trying to avoid. There is a downward acceleration and they have no explanation for it. It's easily measurable, and it also varies across the surface of the Earth by about 1%. For decades, people have been measuring and remeasuring the downward acceleration all over the Earth. This is done with highly accurate accelerometers called gravimeters or gravimeters, depending on who is saying it. While the name includes grav, for the most part, these are just highly precise accelerometers like your smartphone has. The measurements are standardized under the International Gravity Standardization Net 1971, or just shortened to IGSN 71. Here is data from 4 measurements done over the course of 5 years near International Falls, Minnesota. I chose this location to honor my friend and fellow flat earth debunker George Natchik, who recently passed away. He lived just 8 miles from this location. The measurements only varied by 5/100 millionth of a meter per second squared over 5 years. There's no doubt about the precision of these devices. If mass doesn't attract mass, flat earthers must explain this downward acceleration, both the magnitude and direction. Yet, none have. They try, mostly with vague phrases that fail when tested, and some with multi-hour-long rants making many claims, but never providing anything that passes even the most basic tests. Well, flat earthers, this is your chance. If you can provide a mechanism that explains the magnitude and direction of the downward acceleration better than gravity, you get my $10,000. And it costs you nothing to enter. Unlike all Flat Earth challenges, I've already put my money in escrow. I transferred 0.4 Bitcoin to an escrow holder and signed a contract with him, instructing him to transfer the winnings to anyone that completes any of my challenges, even if I disagree. The contract even releases him from liability if this happens. So, I've got what no Flat Earther has. AC/DC, third album, side 2, song 2. Here's how it works. Using the globe, I predict the magnitude of the downward acceleration. I'll use the law of gravitational attraction, the radius of the Earth, and the rotation of the Earth. I'll create a separate video that goes over the specific process I use and show the results. Flat Earthers, you predict the magnitude of the downward acceleration using whatever you think causes it. You need to publish this somewhere and email me so I know you did it. I've written down the official rules with the details on my website at mctoon.net. Flat Earthers aren't very bright though. They never actually read challenges, so it's hilarious to see their ridiculous attempts to respond to challenges. Let me give you a hint, Flatties. Saying a bunch of words doesn't do it. Neither does applying kinematic equations. They are how you measure the magnitude, not how you predict the magnitude based on your claims. We do this for 10 different IGSN 71 measurements. I pick 5, and you pick 5, which you include in the submission. Whichever method gets the closest wins. If I win, you pay nothing, and if you win, the escrow holder pays you $10,000. You have zero risk. I take all the risk. There are clear, objectively measurable criteria. And if you disagree with my decision, there's an independent judging panel that will decide. And as I've already said, the money is already in escrow. It's detailed on my website. None of these things has any Flat Earther ever had the courage to do because they don't have AC/DC third album, side 2, song 2. You'll notice another stark difference between this challenge and all Flat Earthers challenges. I can do my part of the challenge using the globe before I challenge Flat Earthers to do the same using their magical flying dirt pizza. This isn't a one-way challenge. Flurf challenges like show me a photograph of the Earth from space are never accompanied with a photograph of the entire flat Earth. They admit they lost before issuing their fake challenges. This video is not the official challenge. It's an overview of the challenge. The official rules are published on my website and they cannot be modified because I have the SHA-2 secure hash on the screen right now. If I change the rules, you will know and can call me out. I don't control the money. I don't control the final judging, and I cannot change the rules. That's how confident I am. Can any gravity denier beat gravity at its own game?
There you go. So, Farbers, do you want to
That's
say
not a
what's
very
on?
safe 10 grand.
Do you want to say what that album is? That song is?
Thing is, I think he got it wrong because over here it's their second album and it's the third track.
Okay, which is?
He's on about Big Balls, isn't he? Which is
Yeah.
on
Yeah.
Dirty Deeds Done Dirt Cheap.
Yes, that's what it is.
Which,
Well, something
as far as I'm aware, that was because their first album was High Voltage. If you exclude the one that was only released in Australia.
Okay, yeah.
It's high voltage followed by dirty deeps.
Sorry, I was indisposed. Have I missed anything?
Nah.
Santos Bonacci.
Have it?
Yeah.
I don't usually play two, but this was the other one. I don't know if you saw this.
Oh,
one.
the
He
Santos
has
Bonacci
the
one.
unparalleled ability to shower others with eloquent insults.
Speed
He
up
truly
just a little.
sets himself apart as a master of verbal profanity. If you haven't seen him practice his craft, click on the link in the YouTube description to see what I'm talking about. In addition to being the leading purveyor of insults on the globe, he issued a monetary challenge to produce a real photograph of the Earth.
Okay, so I'm going to offer $10,000. This is a public contract, by the way, so if I back down on this, you can sue me, which I will look forward to. I'm going to offer $10,000 to anyone who can produce
he wants you
real
to.
slash
So he's not going to pay you
photograph
$10,000 at all.
Of the
You
Earth.
have to actually
We're off
go
to
to
a good
court
start.
for
He
it.
wants a real photograph of
Yes.
the Earth. That's easy.
You need to provide three things. Firstly, the name and the date of when that photo was taken. Confirmation and scientific confirmation especially that it is a real photo and not a CGI image like all of these Santa balls you see when you put photo of Earth. These are all cartoons. If you can't tell that, like Mark Passio, Mark Passio is what I call a globetard. Yeah, here's one of his videos, and he doesn't know that that's a freedom man. He calls himself. He doesn't know.
Well, I think he does, yeah, because it is an animation.
Santos
you
is
moron.
easily distracted. Squirrel! In the middle of his epic challenge, he distracts himself to talk about some other wackadoodle, Mark Passio, and shows his intro animation. Santos imagines that normal people think that animation is real, but they don't. Before he distracted himself, he did manage to get 2 of his 3 criteria out. The name and date of the photograph and scientific confirmation that the photograph is not a computer-generated image. Excellent. This is going to be super easy. What's the third criteria?
So the challenge is, the third thing, you would have to be able to prove conclusively, scientifically, in a court of law, and in every way possible, scientifically tested, that is a real photo. So, $10,000 up for grabs. I'm making a public contract here. So if I renege on the contract because you didn't provide
What's
a
real photo of Earth? Hang on.
which you won't, then come and sue me, and we'll take it to court.
Okay.
And I'll make
I've got
sure
one.
it goes to the Supreme Court. I'll make sure it
There you
goes to the
go.
highest
Set it up
court in
to
the universe, and we'll settle it once and for all. Take me on, globetards.
Okay, I got it. Santos will automatically reject everything. He's said it already. To get anything, you have to sue him in court. The Supreme Court.
The highest court in the universe.
In the universe. Since he lives in Mexico, that would be the Mexican Supreme Court. That's right, Oompa Loompa Bonacci has declared that the Mexican Supreme Court is the highest court in the universe. How very quaint of him. Well, the challenge does have very clear acceptance criteria.
A real / true photograph of the Earth.
A real photograph of the Earth.
The name and the date of when that photo was taken.
Name and date of the photograph, and
confirmation and scientific confirmation especially that it is a real photo and not a CGI image.
Scientific confirmation that the photograph is not a computer-generated image. It's so easy to complete the challenge, so I'll just do it anyway. Will he pay up?
If I back down on this, you can sue me, which I will look forward to.
A video is a sequence of photographs, so any frame from a video is a photograph. I've carefully selected this video. The name of the photographer is Santos Bonacci. The date is May 2 of 2020. As for scientific evidence that it was not computer generated, Santos himself can attest to that. Behind this strange little guy, we see
a real / true photograph of the Earth.
The Earth. I'll put some arrows in to help Santos know where the Earth is in this photograph. This is exactly what Santos asked for. This is a real / true photograph of the Earth. In the highest court in the universe, all the judges would quickly agree that this is a real / true photograph of the Earth, and Santos would absolutely have to attest to it under oath. He would also confirm that this is not a computer-generated image of the Earth. Santos, in case you decide to be honest, for the first time in your life,
I'm going to offer $10,000 to anyone who can produce a real/true photograph of the Earth.
I prefer payment by Bitcoin. My address is in the YouTube description. I also accept Cash App, PayPal, or you can just become a $1,000 per month patron on Patreon for 10 months. Again, link in the description. But we all know this is where Santos will do what all flat earthers do with their challenges. Move the goalposts. He might cry that he didn't mean what he said, that he meant something else.
$10,000 up for grabs. I'm making a public contract here.
But in a contract, it's what's said that matters, not whatever someone was thinking about. Judges cannot magically decipher someone's hopes and dreams when they output the words of a contract. Judges can only apply the actual words of the contract. In court,
I'll make sure it goes to the highest court in the universe.
This is a slam dunk. Strike one. But there's another little problem. $10,000 isn't anywhere near enough to bring a case to the Supreme Court.
The highest court in the universe.
If anyone were to actually sue Little
yeah,
Flirt
I mean,
and
who's
Wonder,
going to go through
it
the
would
Mexican
cost more to
Supreme
litigate the
Court?
case
Who's
than
going to
the
do
prize.
that? Nobody.
Strike two.
And he knows it.
And one more problem. Santos doesn't have $10,000. He's one step away from being homeless. Even if it cost nothing to sue him, no money would be exchanged. You can't get blood from a stone. Strike three. This illustrates something we all know. All Flurf challenges are fake. The long history of Flurf challenges goes back to the 1870s when Flurf John Hampden lost his challenge to Alfred Wallace. It's actually the second law of Flurf. All Flurf challenges are fake, no exceptions. Santos, if you ever find the courage to issue a legitimate challenge, you would first put the money in escrow. Then you would carefully write clear, objectively measurable acceptance criteria. Then publish this criteria in a way that cannot be modified. Finally, quite important for your spineless challenge, independent third-party arbitration that doesn't cost more than the award. For a challenge like yours, a panel of professional photographic forensic experts that are not involved in the flat Earth, globe Earth discussion. Or, Santos, show how cowardly you are by refusing to issue a legitimate challenge. I'm quite certain that Santos will continue the long tradition of fake Flurf challenges. He knows the challenge will immediately be won, and the money he doesn't even have will go to the winner.
Yes, there you go.
Yeah.
As,
I mean, who's gonna challenge him through the Mexican high courts? I mean, who's going to do that? And also, the litigation could cost 10 times that amount.
As Nerd Alert pointed out, he already owes the Australian government $130,000 in traffic fines.
Oh,
that's why he's in Mexico.
That's why he's in Mexico, is he?
Yeah, he's done the runner.
Yeah.
How do you get a
500 traffic offences?
It's probably more than that.
I think there's all sorts of things he's got hanging over him. That's why he's in Mexico.
Yeah. So I don't know what it is because it's usually around $300-400 for a normal traffic fine. So to get up to 300, like for a speeding ticket. So yes, I'd say he had.
And of course, don't forget, he's going to say at the end of it, because nobody has. It's kind of like, well, nobody could. There you go, proves it.
Yeah.
That's what he's going to say.
Oh yeah, that's his whole purpose. Nobody's taken up my challenge.
I mean, it would be lovely if some rich person that's got contacts in Mexico, just to prove a point, actually takes him on in court and wins.
Yeah.
And that'd be lovely.
But
it's
even
not
if
going to
you
happen.
won, you're not going to get the money because he doesn't have it. He'll just
No. Well, if it's really, that's my point. If it's a really rich person that probably doesn't care about the money, then that would be lovely to happen. But it's just not going to happen.
What you want to do is see if you can find a crime or an offence for putting up for something you don't have, like saying, "I will give you X amount of money." If you don't have that money, that would be like a fraud and actually take him on that one rather than actually taking on his challenge. Because then, if you could get him on something criminal, then he'd be really up the creek, as opposed to what he's proposing. He's got nothing to lose. Worst case, someone wins in court. He's had his chance to say rubbish in court, which is all he's looking for, and you can never get the money out of him. Yeah. So yeah. Oh well, there we go. Well, I think it's probably about time we called the
Do you want a quick bit of news?
Oh yeah, go for it.
Quick bit of news in my world. Quick bit. You remember Chandrayaan 2? Is that ringing a bells to you?
No, not to me anyway.
Chandrayaan 2. You remember the Indian ISRO space agency, Indian space agency tried to land on the moon? Do you remember a couple of years ago?
The one that landed a bit too hard.
Yeah, landed a bit too
Ink
hard.
system
Yeah, that's right. Yeah,
experiment.
it wasn't quite a soft landing. Well, Chandrayaan 3 is going to be lifting off in 11 days on the 13th of July.
All right.
Okay.
Going to be landing.
I'll try to. Oh, sorry, go on.
You play my video. Yes, and that's going to be landing on the moon. I think it's the end of August sometime, something about 21st or 22nd, 23rd, something like that. It's going to be landing. So yeah, that's going to be lifting off. So I'll probably cover that actually.
Yeah.
At launch, might be quite a good one. SpaceX, the Starship, they pretty much, well, they're pouring all the concrete for the new launch pad, and they've built this great big plate for this deluge system they've got, and I think they're just about to install it. At least it was a couple of days ago, so they might be doing that just now. And of course, like you were showing there, we had Galactic 1 launched the other day, which I live streamed at the last moment.
And
what?
In a short while, like I think within the next hour or so, and maybe even shorter than that, somebody will be realizing Euclid.
Oh yes, yes.
They're launching Euclid.
Yes, you're launching Euclid. That's right. Yeah, yeah, that's right. Later
So
on
he says,
today.
we're realizing Euclid. No, somebody actually is, because they're launching the fucker. The Euclid telescope.
That's right. Yeah.
Well, the video stream
Forgot
on
about
NASA spaceflight is going to start in 19 minutes. It's due to launch at 15:12 UTC. So
Yeah.
what, we got an hour, I think, just about.
Yeah, I don't think I'm catching that one.
No.
I might stream that. It'll give you something to do this afternoon. I might stream that. I don't
Yeah,
know.
I'll say it's the program starts in 18, 19 minutes. So yeah, it should launch. I think it's due to launch in about an hour.
Yeah.
11, 12 Eastern. 5 hours onto that. Yeah, it's going to be about 4:15.
I like the guys scrambling to get all this stuff done while they've got.
Yeah, quite a short
While they
short
got-
flight,
while they're-
subball flight.
While they're in free fall.
Yeah, they weren't in 0G for long, were they?
Yeah, I think it was.
Great
I think they got
experiment.
to an altitude. I think it was about 85 kilometers, which NASA says that space begins. So they're according to them, be about 80 kilometers. So technically speaking, they did get to space, but they didn't get to the Kármán line. At least.
Yeah, because
But still.
I think NASA like to have their Kármán line a bit lower than it actually is.
Yeah, I think their argument is that when you get to about 80 kilometers, normal flight becomes difficult because obviously the aerodynamics and
Yeah.
stuff like that is not enough for planes to fly at that point at altitude. So yeah, but interesting concept at least anyway, Virgin Galactic. But that's it. Yeah, it's all from.
What are they looking at? I suppose they're waiting for it to come.
Oh, that's what it. Yeah, that's when it's just getting up to its apogee, to its highest altitude, and it's gone into this feathered condition. So it gently sort of falls down into the atmosphere.
It's not made of carbon fiber, is it?
Probably is actually.
Probably is
With-
actually.
I think carbon fiber, perhaps with yeah.
It's only got to hold in 1 atmosphere of pressure.
It does, yeah,
not
not
resist.
not 400.
How many hundreds of thousands it was.
In the 400 atmospheres or something. I can't remember what it is at Titanic depth.
Yeah, it's easier to hold in a little bit of pressure than to keep a hell of a lot of it out.
So it's like a launch, it's like a plane launched spacecraft come glider. Yeah.
It is. Yes.
Much. Well, not much different to the space shuttle, really.
To be honest,
some ways.
it's like a more modern version of when NASA were testing all of those X-planes.
That's right, yeah, that's true.
Things
Yeah.
like the X-15, they were held under the wing of a B-52. You know, these things
Yeah,
didn't take off
true.
under their own steam.
This guy's trying
No.
to hold it in because of the forces he's getting at the moment. They're up to 430 miles per hour. So slowing down now, so they'll be right. There we go. So yes, someone wants to see the rest of
that. They're probably under about 3 or 4G at that point. It wouldn't be very comfortable.
I watched that live. I think they said they were hitting about 3G, and I thought, Formula One drivers experience all that going around the corner.
Yeah, I saw it pop up, and I went in, and there wasn't anything happening, so I didn't go back to it. So obviously, I was a bit early.
I must have hit it at just the right time.
Yeah.
And by all accounts, apparently it's a very good glider. It's an excellent glider, apparently.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, more so than the shuttle. I mean, that glided like a brick, didn't it?
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah. A brick with wings.
Yeah.
I'll find my stop button. Where's my stop button?
Jesus Christ, that thing's coming down out of the sky like a piano.
It looks like it, doesn't it? Yeah.
And it even made it. There you go.
Yeah, if it hadn't made it, I think we would have known by now.
Yeah, how many flights? They've had a few flights with that, haven't they?
Yeah, they've had several test flights, and I think this is the first sort of operational flight. I think.
Yeah.
I don't know a whole lot about Virgin Galactic, to be honest, but I know they've had several test flights. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, there we go.
Are they still using the old Nimrod base at St Morgan?
I haven't got a clue.
In Cornwall?
I haven't got a clue. I don't think there's a whole lot going on at Cornwall that I'm aware of, but could be.
Well, it's now known as, was it Newquay Airport?
Yeah, I've heard that, yeah. Well, that's where they launched, what was that one? Virgin 1, the satellite they tried to launch that failed with Virgin 1. You remember the small sat they tried to launch? You remember that?
Yeah.
That was launched out of Cornwall, wasn't it? But I don't think Virgin Galactic does. Pretty sure, unless they do some testing down there, maybe. I don't know.
Oh well, thanks for that, Matt. People can go check out Matt's channel.
Nice.
I think.
And last thing, it's my birthday next Saturday. I don't know whether I'll be with you or not. I'm not sure whether we're doing lunch or dinner yet. I'm not sure.
Oh,
we'll see.
Good. Well, a happy birthday in case we miss you.
We don't see you happy birthday for next Saturday.
Well, you'll probably see me Wednesday.
We'll have a party.
I won't. I'll be at work.
Yeah.
Yeah, you won't drop in at lunchtime.
Having to go to an office really cramps my style, but
I prefer dinner personally than lunch, but you know, whatever.
I'll do something quiet on Wednesday. I'll sort out something.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh,
all right.
Those want to show up on Wednesday? I'll do something, I'm sure, even if it's just for a little while, and we'll do another bigger show with everyone on the following Saturday. So, you guys, thanks for coming. You guys want to say goodbye to the Peanuts?
Bye, Peanuts.
Bye, Peanuts.
Bye, Peanuts.
Yeah, I'll be here next Saturday. I'll be a captive audience.
Thanks, guys. I'll push the button.
I'm going nowhere next Saturday.
Oh, it's that weekend, is it?
It's that weekend, yes.